Happy Thursday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today. We are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. But if you would like to get on the list for a personal reading, the list, as always, is open. As always, it is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also doing 2 giveaways today. Our first reading giveaway will be a reading giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. So I wish you a lot of luck if you're participating in that. The other giveaway we are doing right now is we will be doing a reading giveaway at 50K likes. So make sure that you are tapping that screen and we will get to 50K in no time. Prior to beginning today's daily collective read, I will be giving a brief recap on what we've been seeing in the cards over, as like the camera goes, over the last few days. If you would like to catch that full reading, you can find it over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my Substack. But before we get started, most important question, how are you doing today? Scale of 1 to 10. There are no wrong answers. We are, especially now, because we are like deep in the heart of retrograde season. And not only are we deep in the heart of retrograde season, we also have been like, we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that if you're feeling a little bit more emotional right now, if you're feeling a little deep in your feels, right? If you're kind of like going, if you're feeling a lot right now, you know, the big change that we had from yesterday to today is that Venus has moved out of Gemini and moved into Cancer. And I feel like it's going to have a different impact. It's going to impact others in different ways. The things that we want to be conscientious about right now is when we've been talking about this. We've got a lot of energy that is retrograding, and specifically, we've got Neptune and Saturn that are both retrograding in very close proximity. And one of the things that we've been talking about is that Neptune and Saturn often deal in the space of time. It's working through the past. I like to define Neptune as kind of like the memory bank. So a lot of the ideas of feeling and going through those memories. Saturn, about the time that we spend going through lessons. I'm going to basically say, like, there's one of 2 different modalities in terms of how this could be impacting you right now. It's either cathartic or it's triggering. Might be even feeling both at the same time. That's okay too. Because what we recognize is, especially when we have a lot of that retrograde energy that comes up, the ability to observe how much we have changed that allows us to kind of fortify in relationality to what we're doing. And I'm going to kind of stress this right now, because the one thing we also have to be conscientious about is that when we're experiencing a lot of retrograde energy, it can make us feel like there's not a lot happening. You can almost feel like a little bit of that rut kind of energy. But taking a page from like the work that we've been seeing, working on letting this be a time of setting intentions, working through plans, right? Building into that point of organization. There's a lot of the work that I always like to point out. It's not that there isn't a way that we can utilize energy in a way that feels like it's impactful. And you know, it's interesting too, because it's like, it's kind of been like one of the messages that I feel like has been coming through has been like thinking about ice cream cones. This is the best. So this is just, I know this is going to sound a little bit wild, but I think it's important to bring up. And I want you to kind of think about this too in relationality to how we navigate Mercury retrogrades. Okay. Like, have you ever heard the story about how the ice cream cone was formed? Right. The whole, I don't know if it's true or not, but like the myth is that the person that was running was running an ice cream station at the World's Fair ran out of cups. Right. Okay. And in a moment, in a fit of anxiety, in a fit of panic, they reached for the nearest thing at hand, which happened to be the waffle stand, right? And boom, in that moment of like frustration that leads to inspiration, that leads to innovation. I want you to think a bit about the retrograde, especially Mercury retrogrades, with that type of mindset. Because I know, listen, I know that they can get to us. I know that they can frustrate us. I know that they can confound us. But one of the things I like to point out with energy like this is just as you're about to get frustrated, if instead of looking down, you look up, like that's where the light bulb is, right? And I feel like in a way, like this is why we see that this may be having a different impact depending on where one finds oneself on the frequency cycles. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like this is potentially leading to a lot of breakthroughs for energy and separation right now. And the thing about it is they may be feeling like somewhat like frustrating breakthroughs, recognizing how one might be standing in one's own way, right? The ability of identifying what one could be doing better. This is exactly the type of energy that we would expect coming out of a Leo new moon in Leo season, right? It's working through the observation of being able to recognize and perfect the self. Because what we do when we have that sense of compassion, right? What happens? What is the formula for creativity? It's frustration plus compassion that leads to creativity. So we see that this is a continuation for a lot of the energy and separation right now in relationality to what they're bringing forth towards connection. And this is either the work that's occurring in separation, the identification of what one is working to change that allows one to bring that forward to the counterpart, right? The work on ourself that is the greatest gift that we bring to a counterpart connection, right? Because it's the ability of kind of filling our own cup to a certain extent. This is why I'm telling you guys that the energy right now coming together, these relationships are temperance energies, right? The ability of understanding and recognizing one's bounty that allows for the productivity in terms of what it is that one can find ahead of self. Or these are relationships that are forming. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to call it, okay, the relationships that are coming together at this time, the foundations on them are so strong and so fortifying because it is the journey of energy that is recognizing the life-changing power of mutual effort, the understanding that anything can change so long as the work is mutual. And that is not conditional in terms of looking towards counterpart and desiring to just create a change within them. This is also a continuation of the energy that we see that's moving deeper into divine union right now. Because you'll recall that we spoke about a lot of that energy moving deeper into connection right now. Those were those magician partnerships that were coming together from about the time of the solstice up until the time that Mercury and Venus stationed direct behind Neptune. For a lot of those energies, working through, understanding, and identifying the observation of the mutual appreciation that they're finding in a connection where there's that the sense of authenticity is one that they feel that they are held in. This could be feeling like a triggering time. There's a lot of feelings coming up. And I'm telling you even now, it could be a lot of feelings in relationality to the past. The understanding that the relationship where we feel appreciated helps clear our observation in terms of what was wrong in the past. And for a lot of that energy, that is like almost building and deepening the connection that they're finding within the connection itself, because it's the observation of being able to see more that is amplifying what was bringing these energies towards one another in the first place. Because you'll recall that these relationships were prioritizing the authenticity of the self that one was seeking via the connection. And even in the authenticity of the self, they are finding things, they are learning things about themselves and their past that they could not see before. This brings us to the energy that's deep within divine union right now. And for a lot of relationships, those were the relationships that were coming together from between the time that Mercury and Venus went stationed direct behind Neptune up until the time that Mars stationed direct earlier this year. A lot of those relationships were prioritizing the stability of the partnership itself, the energy that we create in creating a point of stability that allows one to move into the inner sanctum of the self. So for a lot of those energies, doing a lot of that work right now, this could be like, I feel like this has probably been a very transformative year, because for a lot of the energy, it's the ability to concentrate on work upon something, right? With the easement of not having to perseverate or worry about the connection itself, that is allowing for a lot of breakthroughs. But what's beautiful about a lot of those relationships is we see even there could be a lot of that. I keep on seeing it's the beauty of being able to build a more comprehensive perspective on something that is a gift that comes towards having the healthy ego that we talked about during Cancer season, because it's the observation that the ego is not something that we're trying to move away from because it's there to protect us. But when it's in a good space, it helps us see more, because it's the adaptability by which we can receive something that allows us to accommodate, adjust, or change our own point of view. So I keep on hearing that there's a lot of that work in terms of building that comprehensiveness, but the comprehensiveness itself is impacting the relationship because it's allowing the energy within it to be able to define and refine upon what those manifestation goals are specifically. That is where we find all of the energy prior to beginning today's daily collective read. But go ahead and let me know in the comments how this energy is impacting you personally. If you would like to find this full reading, you can find it over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my Substack. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read. But if you'd like to get on the list today, the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks in my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in a private reading, and you can book a private reading on my site. Also, we are doing 2 giveaways today. Our first reading giveaway is a reading giveaway when we get to 50K likes, so make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. We are also doing a giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. Hi there, Zane. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, Rita. How are you doing today? When does Mercury move forward again? I believe I need to double check this, and someone can confirm me because I'm doing this off the top of my head. I think it's Mercury. I think it's is it April? Is it April? Is it August 10? I believe it's August 10. Don't quote me on that. I gotta double check. Nope, 11th. Okay, I was close off by a day. I am. Thank you. I hope that helps, dear. Hi there, V. So good to see you today. And thank you as well, Miss Nikki. V, last night, the electrical wires. Whoa! Are you okay? That's intense, V. Is everything all right? And Esteban, thank you for getting on the list today. You will be the second person read for. Also, if anyone is on the hold list right now, please let me know. I'm looking for Erica specifically, who won our 50K yesterday. I'm doing like 100. Is 100? Is 100 good? Is 100 good? I said a scale of 1 to 10. The men were in the backyard yelling and trying to restore power. Oh, can imagine. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Good Lord. Hi there, Spirit Junkie. I'm totally in my feels today. This is what we can expect. It's like the Venus going into Cancer. I just got to point this out. Venus going into Cancer with all of these planets in retrograde, it does kind of feel like the icing on the cake. Can I just tell you? Can I just tell you how much it feels like the icing on the cake. It's just like it on top of everything. Like in case you need a little bit of extra, why don't we just put everyone like deep, deep, deep in their feelings as we're going through all of this? You know what I mean? It's a lot of that type of energy. Hi there, Ella. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. And thank you as well, Rainbow, for recharging your heart me's. Guys, please remember to recharge your heart me's. If you would like to have your animal spirit guide card on top of your standard greeting today. And good morning. Good to see you, Rainbow. How are you doing, Grace? Cute story. We'll take it. I feel like it's important. I feel like it's been weird. It's just been coming to me a lot. It's been coming to me a lot this morning. And I know how frustrating it can be, but I feel like it's going to be very helpful. There's always containers of ice cream for ice cream in the waffle stand. Exactly. Thank you as well. And Grand Rising Channeling, so good to see you today. You don't say. Agreed. How are you doing today, Grace? Hi there, Team Olsana. Good to see you as well. I know the energy's a lot right now, but you know what? That's what I mean in terms of like not letting it frustrate you, just moving it into like, just letting it move you into the ability to be able to like be energetically creative with it. I know. If it frustrates you, like if it frustrates you hearing me say that, like it's just a perfect example of that as well. Because I'm telling you, even now, like I know how easy the inclination is to want to move it into frustration, specifically and particularly because of all the planets that are retrograding in Aries. Oh, hold on a minute. As my own camera is like moving all over the place. Hi there, Bridget. So good to see you today. How are you doing? And welcome. As I mentioned, friends, Grand Rising. I will say the extra spirit card says so much. Thank you as well, Estevan. Good to see you as well, Miss Nikki. How are you doing? A couple, just reminder, I'm also still looking right now for Erica. If Erica's here, Erica, can you let me know so I can add you to the list? Speaking of the list, if you'd like to get on the list today, the list is going to be short today, so make sure that you get on sooner rather than later if you want to secure that spot. I know it's been a time. That's a very good way of saying it, Miss Nikki. It's a very good way of saying it. Hold on a minute. All right. Mercury got me reaching out to my exes. No, what are you doing, Queen? No, don't. I'm gonna tell you right now. And listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Like I know, like and listen, you guys know me. I'm not the type of person that is gonna be like, it's about the past. I'm gonna tell you, it's like when we're in retrograde season like that, it feels like the past comes roaring back to us. It feels like the past comes roaring back to us metaphysically, spiritually, or even tangibly. I feel good, but very hermity. Well, that makes sense given the fact that we've got that Venus in Cancer, right? It's a lot of that. It's going to be a lot of that. That it's like nursing like Venus in Cancer can sometimes feel a little bit like nursing feelings, right? But that's healthy because when we nurse feelings in positive ways, we allow ourselves to be able to be energetically restorational in terms of recognizing, identifying, and holding compassion for how we feel. Alexandra, good to see you. Yesterday, I was very in the fields. Today, I'm cleaning. That's a perfect example, right? And I think I need to point this out. And it's not that when something is in retrograde, it's necessarily a bad thing. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to keep on saying this. I feel like Mercury being in retrograde in Leo right now is helping. I think Mercury being in retrograde right now in Leo is helping. I think Pluto being in retrograde in Aquarius is helping, right? Because what do we talk about to a certain extent with that? Like, I like to keep on describing that Pluto, like I keep on laughing with Pluto being in retrograde in Aquarius, because it's like it's the best way I can describe it. It's like the haunted house in the summertime, like it's a lot of that energy that understands. It's like working through understanding how much one changes, because it's like, I don't have time. Like, I don't have to, like, you don't have time for the haunted house. You're like, get out of the way, skeleton. I gotta do some stuff. Right. It's working through something that would have like scared the pants off of you, that you simply like understand how far you've come. You're like, I'm busy. Busy, like, get out of the way. But that's also like a sign of energetic maturation. right? It's the observation of how far one has come. And the same thing I'm going to say with Mercury in Leo. And I feel like, again, Mercury retrograding in Leo, talking through and saying, like, it's a space of understanding. We don't honor feelings just by expressing them. It's not an honor to just express how one feels all the time because, like, our emotions are changeable, they change all the time. When we're doing the work to understand our feelings and to honor them, it's by understanding and defining why we feel the way we do, right? The definition is the context by which we understand and recognize how we honor something. So I feel like there's a lot of that work that's happening right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's why I keep on saying some of these relationships coming together right now, it's like unstoppable because it's the observation, like they're already talking towards potential, but they're not talking towards potential that they see in each other. They're talking towards the potential that they see in the relationship. Yesterday was a test from the universe. It was such a bad day. I hope today is a better one, V. I truly do. I know it's tough energy right now, spirit, but you know what? We're tougher. We're tougher. We're tougher. It's tough. We're tougher. I got stuck, Jess. I got stuck in the middle of an ethical dilemma yesterday into today, feeling it, sending you support, dear. And I hope these messages are helping through it. I'm okay. Glad to hear that, V. Rainbow, I blocked off someone and everyone in their sphere after they implied sending you so much support, dear. Again and again, here's the thing. Identifying and recognizing and feeling the energetic stabilization point in terms of what, like, honoring the self in the process. Continue to take care of the self, continue to prioritize the care of the self as you continue forward. And that's a sad thing to occur. I'm sorry that that occurred as well. Grace, I'm listening to Taylor today. Haters gonna hate in my reading yesterday. That's kind of the energy that we're going through right now, aren't we? But that's the thing about it. And I keep on seeing it's not it's a lot of the continuation of understanding that compassion is built upon empathy. It's not built upon niceness, you know? It's a lot of that work in terms of understanding and recognizing what feels energetically productive. And thank you for sharing the live, Bridget. Good to see you today. As I mentioned, friends, hi there, Team Osana, welcome. We are going to continue a couple of updates before we do. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone who attended our recent class on the Devil card. Our next tarot class will be held on Wednesday, August 13th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the Tower card. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head on over to my Substack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my Substack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a paid subscriber, have access to over as a paid monthly subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you guys an update on everything we've experienced. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything that we've studied prior to beginning that class. But if you wanted to catch up, now is a great time to join because you got like a bit of a few weeks of runway between now and that class where you can be able to take as many of those classes that you can fit into the time frame. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we have learned or studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my Substack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of readings, you will also have full access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library class archive. That is access to over 15 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. You'll also have access, if you choose to receive it, to a one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage, moving towards your tarot goals moving forward. One of the things I tried to do with these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my Substack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post there my mystic meditation articles, which will give you an update on what we've been seeing energetically in article form. I just released one recently on navigating this recent new moon. There will be one shortly around the full moon we have coming up. I'm actually really excited about this full moon. I like me a new moon in Aquarius during Leo season. I mean, full moon in Aquarius during Leo season. It's very creative. It's very creative. It's a very creative full moon. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits. Also, for my students that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings. You can purchase these per dream or as a series. If you purchase a series, I would encourage you to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes, but if you would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. As always, it is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks in my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We do here life path, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, and guided messages. I'm going to take a few minutes to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Also, please remember, we've got 2 different giveaways happening today. Our first giveaway is when we get to 50K. I will be doing a giveaway and gifting a reading back to the collective. The other giveaway will be a reading that is given to the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. Miss Nikki, you are in the highest running for that currently. Thank you so much. Good to see you today. Where were we? Julia, hold on a minute. Can you tell me what my big 3 are? I cannot. You know what your big 3 are, though. So in order to know your big 3, you have to know the place you were born, the time you were born, and the location that you were born. If you have those 3 coordinates, you should be able to isolate and secure what your big 3 are. You can bring that information to an astrologer who can work up a chart for you. If you just want to have the astrological signs, though, there are many places that you can find online that can help you generate that information. I hope that helps. And if anyone's looking for a good astrologer, you can always reach out to me over the Discord. I'm always happy to give you guys a recommendation. And Grand Rising, Bridget, so good to see you today. Thank you for recharging your heart, Mies, Queen of Swords. Good to see you, Team Olsana. And where were we? I'm just trying to catch back up. And Grand Rising, Esteban, good to see you too. There is channeling. Where are they? Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Guys, please remember, this is my only account. I will never reach out to you for a reading. I'm not seeing them here, but thank you for letting me know, dear. I appreciate that. And please remember that a true reader will never ask you to inbox them for a reading. Make sure that you're staying safe. Comes back in dreams too. Oh yeah, in dreams you're talking about, like, yeah, the retrograde's having a deep impact on our dreams right now. I would not be surprised if you're having dreams right now that feel like you're finding people. It's like, when are you kind of thing, like finding people that you know in the present in different contexts in terms of past experiences or landscapes. That's the kind of thing we can see with so many energies that are like, with so many planets that are retrograding at the same time. Just a reminder, if you'd like to have a dream interpreted, you can put that information in the notes when you send the donation, or you can post it in a subscriber only Discord channel in the appropriate channels. All right. Now, oh, it's another person with the same. Well, that's the same thing. I mean, yeah, if it's another person with the same name, that's the same thing I'm looking for channeling. Thank you for letting me know. All right. I feel a lot better today. I'm very glad to hear that, Miss Nikki. Thank you for letting me know, channeling. Rainbow. I'm Oh my gosh, Kristen, I'm literally cleaning my house today as well, trying to clean my feelings up. I mean, this is what I mean in relationality. I think also too, like working towards balancing. I think that there's a lot of this work that we're seeing right now in relationality to like, I keep on describing like Cancer and Venus is like feeling the abundance of emotions and moving it into something that feels energetically creative. Like that's what I mean about this full moon in Aquarius that we have coming up. It's like taking the frustration and just channeling it into something that feels productive. Grace, my phone has the picture of the planets on my screensaver. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. Can you tell me again, Julie? I'm happy. I hope that answers your question. Oh, play. Listen, you know what, Rainbow? If you find songs that help empower you to move forward, I always think that's beautiful, right? Like doing a lot of work and just focusing on the present is going to be very helpful. Continue to do that work. Thank you as well, Ella. And where were we? Miss Nikki, understandable. Thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments as well. Julia, again, happy. I hope I answered your question, dear. I see that I will ask, please make sure that you don't just repeat the same question in the comments. It's really not courteous to others who are trying to communicate in the chat space. Thank you. And thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, we're tougher. Exactly, V. Thank you for that, Julia. I'm a Taurus sun. I'm a Taurus sun, Pisces moon, Cancer rising, and I constantly feel like I'm a mess. But I want you know what the thing about it, Julia? I want you to stop reframing it as feeling like you're a mess and think of it more as being a work in progress, right? And I want to point out, especially with this type of retrograde energy, the thing that we want to be very conscientious about is it can create a lot of intense feelings in relationality to how we feel about ourselves. And that's what I like about the fact that we've got Mercury in Leo right now, because Mercury in Leo says, change your lens by viewing the self with compassion, right? And the compassion that you give others does not exclude the self, right? It's like if you give others the same sense of compassion, like you are included in that as well. And I know how hard that is, right? I know we often like to give ourselves like a different set of rules, particularly in the realm of compassion. That's like that. This is like the thing about this type of retrograde is it can do a real number. It's like it's working through the love of self, right? And allowing that to kind of fortify you as you continue forward. Oh, excellent. Guys, if you've got song recommendations, make sure that you pop them over in the Discord. You guys like recommended an artist to me recently that I had not heard of, and I love them. That was great. Thank you. Laura, Mama, every time I see you, you're called Mama. Sorry, it just cracks me up. I get younger. Oh, that's really kind of you to say. Thank you for that. That's really sweet. I hope you're having a beautiful day, dear. Excellent. Where were we? And Julia, thank you. No, I think Julia, I think what channeling speaking towards is asking about the big, like just repeating the same question over and over again. We just want to make sure that we're not interrupting the conversation. Well, sometimes it takes me some time to catch back up in the comments. So you have to recognize that if I haven't responded to you, it's probably because I just haven't reached that comment yet. So I think that they were asking that you just don't keep on repeating. Like it's almost like an interrupter when you're just kind of forcing a question over and over again. I hope that helps. Thank you. Oh my God, that song is incredible. And Billy singing it, it's devastating. And thank you, Laura, for the follow, dear. I watched an in-depth case study. Ooh, post. Can you post that on the Discord, Rainbow? I would love to check that out. And thank you for the heart me's. Grand Rising, Lisa. Good to see you. Okay. And thank you. Every full moon in Leo season will be in Aquarius. Thank you. But I love it though, because that's what I love about it. It's so creative. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's a dreamy, it's like an Aquarius full moon is the dreamiest of moons, right? It's about working towards niches. It's about working towards like the space of like being able to allow ourselves to daydream possibilities. And Miss Nikki, thank you for helping me reach my crown goal. I appreciate it. I'm having very confrontational dreams. I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised if you're having a lot of karmic dreams right now as well. All right, where were we? Ivan, I'm happy to read for you on that if you'd like to get on the list. The list is open. You'll be the third person read for. Hi there, Jean. Welcome. I've been feeling counterpart in my dream space, but I'm not being able to bring anything back. And again, you know what we can like, as you know, like we can read upon fragments as well. So if there's parts of the dream that you can remember and you want to kind of read on those, Bridget, we can always try to do so as well. Hi there, Catherine. How are you doing? Bridget, so frustrating. I'm like, dang, I wish I could remember it. No, I get it. I completely understand. It's really frustrating when you're trying to like capture a dream back. And that's why I always encourage like making sure that you keep a journal by your bed and just like writing them like first instinct, like building that muscle memory helps a lot. Hi there, Gilly. How are you doing today? Fox, thank you for the follow. I have lots of Leo energy rising in stellium in the house of Mars, Venus, and Uranus. How are you feeling right now? How are my Leos doing? If you want good music recommendations, absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you, Jess. I would suggest that you put in the Discord, but it's for the subscribers. Hi there, Ruthie. Good to see you as well. Oh, okay. I understand. Oh, obviously, listen, if it's proprietary, it's proprietary, but that's really fascinating. Excellent. All right, friends. I want to, so we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. If you guys would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. As I mentioned, you will be the third person read for. It's 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, being semi-Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Also, please, guys, I will point out we're going to be a little bit shorter today in terms of the list. So if you'd like to get on the list, please make sure you do so sooner rather than later. Also, please keep in mind, we've got 2 giveaways that we're doing today. Our first reading giveaway is going to be a giveaway when we get to 50K likes. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. Our other reading giveaway today will be a reading giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. So I wish you a lot of luck in participating in that as well. If you guys could do me a favor and share this live, I would appreciate it. Make sure anyone who would like to catch this reading live is here to receive it. I'm still looking for Erica. I'm going to put Erica on the list right now. And we will see, and we'll just see if she's here. And if not, we'll just move through the list. And if anyone else wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the third person read for. I am not a Gemini sun, Rita. Why makes you think I'm a Gemini sun? Interesting. Excellent. No, channeling. I saw that. Listen, I think that if it's any consolation, I don't think you were trying to be confrontational in any way, shape, or form. I was not seeing that, and I appreciate you navigating that. And thank you. All right, I appreciate you guys. I need the 50K today. Okay, Grace, I feel like I'm shocked that you don't have any on the hold list. I'm really surprised by that. Okay, that said, before we get started on today's daily collective read, why don't we get warmed up with an intuition check, okay? We've got the card here. I'm going to count back from 10. Go ahead. I love how quick, Bridget, I love how quick you always I love how you put the animal up before I even get the card out. I'm going to count back from 10. When I get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know what? Everybody's got the confidence today. I like the confidence I'm seeing. It was an eagle. We're going to keep that energy. We're going to keep that energy. And next time you guys are going to get it. Okay. Oh, okay. Retrograde time. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. You can see the brown though. That's good, Z. Like, no, the impressions are good. You did say it flies. I like it. All right, friends. But I need to, you know what I need to point out though? Everybody was, I just want to point this out. And sometimes I notice these things. Everyone was bringing the energy of an eagle into choosing the animal. Did you notice that? Everyone's like, I am very confident. I am very confident it is this animal. Why don't we get started on today's daily collective read? As I mentioned, Fred, you said you yesterday just for fun. I mean, but is a you a cow? Is a you a cow? Is a you a cow? Or am I like completely off the mark with that? It was an eagle. Excellent. I always think of a frog in a bench. In a bench from I don't know what that reference is. What frog? What frog in a bench? What are you talking about from Constantine, the movie or the comic book? Or am I completely? Are we talking about different things? Da's a hot close enough. Excellent. I said flamingo, same idea. I like the stretches. All right, friends, we are going to get started. Oh, movie on a bench. Oh, I haven't seen that movie. Oh, a female sheep, of course. Oh, we need to get started on today's reading. Okay. If you guys could do me a favor and share this live, I would appreciate it. Make sure anyone who'd like to be here to receive it is here to receive it. Welcome to those who are joining us across the other apps as well. You can also get on the list today via the same methods. You can find the profile links in my bio. Hi there, Amiel. How are you doing today? I woke up this morning and I saw the number 333 as I opened my phone. What does it signify? You know, I've got a little bit of a different perspective when it comes to angel numbers, Amiel. Like I feel like it's very much more in relationality to the context by which, like, I like to say when you're seeing angel numbers, think very carefully about what you were thinking in that moment, because I like to point out, like, it's like that little like light on, like pay attention kind of thing, if that makes sense. And again, we can always do a reading if you'd like to get more information on that as well. One moment. Excellent. I know what you mean. I don't know what the name of that. I don't know the name of that frog either. I still don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what movie you're talking about. If it makes sense, Kat, thank you for sharing the live. Rita, thank you for sharing the live. Where's the Empress energy coming from? Channeling. What did I miss? I'm incredibly sad today. I'm sending you support right now, Akwe. But as I mentioned, we've got Venus just moved into Cancer. So it can unlock a lot of emotions. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get started on the Daily Collective. And all right, friends, we are going to get started on today's Daily Collective read. If you'd like to get on the list is open. That said, no better time than the present. Why don't we get started? Welcome, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your Daily Collective read for today, Thursday, July 31st, 2025. What do we have going through on the cards for today? Can I please have the first two cards in our 5-card spread? Man, I already knew this. Okay, we've got here our 10 of Wands in its upright, and our and our 4 of Pentacles in its reversal. Let me explain what's happening right now, okay, friends? And I keep on laughing because I keep on stressing that Venus going into Cancer in the middle of all of this energy in retrograde literally feel like the icing on the cake, because I have to stress Venus in Cancer is very, very beautiful, but it can also, it's Venus in Cancer, and anyone who has a Cancer Venus knows this. Like one of the difficulties with having a Venus Cancer is the ability to sentimentalize and romanticize anything. Right? It's the observation of how we often have that ideal, like that aspiration of being able to move things into the space of sentiment. And so, like, I want to kind of stress this right now because I want to describe the anomaly of the energy that we're currently experiencing right now to help you get a better sense of why you might be feeling super much more sensitive right now than you did potentially 48 hours ago. Okay, because prior, I just want to describe this. We've got a lot of energy that is retrograding right now in Aries. And the thing with energy that's retrograding in Aries, and we also see the fact that Saturn and Neptune are in very close proximity doing so. A lot of the feelings, very hard not to be able to look at the past, right? It's a lot of that, like that pull of the past, right? Like those two planets together are all about the past, and when they're both retrograding together, it can work through the context of the past that is hard to energetically let go of. And this is why I kept on mentioning that I feel like Leo, like I feel like Mercury retrograding in Leo right now is kind of helping us or fortifying us to a certain context because it's the observation of the understanding that when we when we have a lot of emotionality, we should look towards quality and not quantity because we build a lot of emotions in very traumatizing spaces, right? This is often why it can feel so difficult to heal because the emotions are often very bad at being able to recognize the quality of the fact that what they bring forth within them. So we see even now that this may be feeling like a rough patch on a healing journey because what we basically have is happening is with a combination of Saturn and Neptune, right? It feels like the overwhelm of the past or the past that feels like it's not the inability of being able to let go of something, right? Understanding that that is the context by which we experience trauma, right? Trauma is the pain that sticks. But what's beautiful about the fact that we see Leo, like Mercury retrograding in Leo, because you have to understand a Mercury retrograde is never here just to break things. It's here to show us better ways of doing things, right? It's the observation that fortifies the space by which we say it's not about what we care, it's not about what we bear, it's about how we energetically carry it forward. And that's why I keep on seeing. And on top of all of that, like you're already imagining the space that you're deep in your feels and then boom, boom, right? Chiron, Chiron retrograding in Aries, which is sometimes potentially creating something that feels like it triggers the self, right? The triggering of an old wound, if you will, right? Sometimes inadvertent, sometimes intentional, right? On top of, and at the same time, we then have boom, right? We've got Venus moving into Cancer, right? Which allows for that amplification of emotionality. So I feel like for a lot of the energy right now, like sorting through the emotions of the self, it's like it's working through the intense emotions. But what is the continuation of the lesson that we see when we're working through the intensity of an emotion? It's the ability to observe the direction where the work needs to go, right? This is what I meant about the relationality of a lot of the energy and separation right now going through temperance lessons. Because temperance lessons, right? Temperance teaches us everything is possible to fix, but it requires one to understand where the work needs to occur, whether it's something that needs to happen inwardly or if it's something that needs to happen outwardly. So this is, and I gotta show you this because when we look at these cards, right? When we look in these cards in combination, in relationality to experiences like that, what we're effectively seeing, like to a certain extent, this is literally, these two cards together are temperance, right? It's the identification point of working through emotions to do the work in understanding if there's something that we need to fix or work upon inwards, or if it's something that we need to work upon outwards. Now, for a lot of the energy right now in separation, this is either the energy doing that work within the self right now, recognizing and identifying, right, what it is that they're trying to change in order to carry something forward more effectively, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, I would not be surprised if there's some energy right now in separation going through what may feel like the hardest part of an energetic separation moment, because it's the observation that when we're healing, it's not conditional. It's the choice or the intention by which we move. So I keep on seeing that there's a lot of that energy applying that force of intention to things right now, because that's either the energy that is understanding that sometimes when we move towards a manifestation goal, it often can sometimes feel like we're moving in the wrong direction because we can't see what's ahead of us, right? It's a lot of that work that is building upon the perseverance. But what's beautiful about this, and this is why I kept on saying this is a really good time right now to be making sure to focus on manifestation goals to help build a better sense of direction, because the manifestation goal is effectively the articulation or the manifest of our ideals. And so when we're confronting things that are painful, right? It's not about the enormity of things that we feel about something. It's asking ourselves if the enormity of something we feel is leading us in the correct direction. So that's why I keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy, being able to be fortified, working through that to a certain extent. I just keep on seeing a lot of that energy that feels that sense of like fundamentalness in relationality to setting their own pathwork of intention. Now, for a lot of the energy moving deeper into divine union, can I get clarification, please? Center card in today's spread. We have here our sun card in its upright. So I wanted to actually, I feel like what's interesting about this, and you'll recall what I said, um, the energy that was the energy in separation right now is starting to experience or feel a lot of the similar feelings that the energy deeper within divine union we're feeling. I feel like for a lot of the energy right now moving deeper into divine union, this is demarcated by a breakthrough. And I feel like the breakthrough that we see that's occurring right now is moving into a space of being able to communicate in a better positive fashion. I just keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy doing that work, like that feel I keep on hearing like that feeling of like positivity, like that feeling of being able to articulate and amplify the meaning that another has towards them. Like everything I keep on seeing is like there's a lot I keep on hearing like there's a lot of there's a lot of clarity that's coming right now for the energy that's moving deep within divine union. And I keep on hearing it's like the clarity that comes by becoming through the fog of the self, right? The fog of unknowing that's often clarified by the healthy connection where we're mutually appreciated that allows us to see things with better clarity. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy being fortified in that relationship or in that embrace, I keep on seeing that this is the energy that's like almost like I told you that Venus in Cancer is almost like articulating upon the meaning that we hold to each other, right? So there's a lot of that. Like I feel like this is like a very romantic moment that's occurring for a lot of the energy moving deeper into connection at this time. While for the energy moving deeper and deep, like energy deep within divine union right now, can I please get two cards to clarify? Yep. 10 of Cups in its reversal in combination with our King of Pentacles in its reversal. So for a lot of the energy moving deeper into divine union right now, I feel like there's a little bit of this continuation point that we see that's occurring as it relates to being able to articulate upon the difference. I keep on hearing the difference between indulgent and generous is what I keep on hearing, right? The difference between indulgent and generous, because there's something really important that we're seeing that's happening right now for the energy deep within divine union as it relates to the conversations or the experiences of working through. I keep on hearing like working through being hard on the self is what I keep on hearing. And that's the thing about it that's kind of interesting for a lot of the energy. Every time I read for energy deep within divine union, it's the observation that when there's things to be done, being overly like working too much in the space of sadness does not feel like it's energetically productive. I almost feel like it's interesting because I almost feel like there's something about Venus moving into Cancer for energy deep within divine union that brings this, like, I need to point out, like, there's a little bit like Venus in Cancer is also like there's always a little bit of this like energetic sorrow there, is the best way I can describe it. But that's the space that I keep on seeing, that like sorrow, like why do we work through the space of sorrow? Because sorrow is the frustration point of what we could not change versus what we had to endure. And that's why I feel like a lot of that energy, like working through sorrow, but moving it into a space of amplification of hope. Like I almost feel like that's a space of that continuation of channeling the creativity, because it's the observation of being able to take something where you start being too hard on yourself and you just kind of energetically shake it off and continue forward, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised, like there's a little bit of, I keep on being like, I feel like there's this like, it's like I like to point on like Venus entering Cancer is like, where'd that weight come from? Right? It's like, oh, it feels a little bit heavier because it's working through the enormity and density of the emotions themselves, right? It's heavy. Emotions are heavy, it's heavy stuff. It's hard to carry things. Continuing to get clarification between our 10 of Wands in its upright in combination with our Four of Pentacles in its reversal. Can I get one card to clarify? There's that, wow, man, there's some heavy energy here in separation with that Two of Pentacles. I've just got a lot of this energy that I'm seeing here. And it says to me, the thing I keep on seeing that's important, and I feel like this is really interesting, because for a lot of the energy in separation, it almost feels like the conversation of a juggle free zone is what I keep on hearing, right? Like there's something about the conversation of a juggle free zone, because I feel like the space of, I keep on saying, like the space of juggling is the space where you're considering or thinking about like what energetic direction that one needs to move towards. So what I effectively see that's happening right now, and this is what I meant about some of these relationships that are coming together during this energetic season, like that feeling of building into, I keep on hearing like there's conversations as it relates to the question of unconditional. And this is interesting, is what I keep on seeing there. I got to describe this, everything I keep on reading for energy and separation, there's some very nuanced wounds that are occurring right now for energy and separation, and it's a continuation point as it relates. I keep on seeing there's something about working through the past in terms of not working into a space where it feels like someone is deciding as to whether they want to be within a partnership or not. Right? Someone like, there's nothing more there. I keep wondering, there's nothing more painful than someone considering a manifestation, which is the space by which we put our force of intention towards something. And another person is like, you know what I mean? Like it, like, like weighing the energetic option. And I feel like that is effectively what's like, this is what's reinforcing a lot of these energetic connections that I see are happening right now, right? Because it's that, I keep on seeing, it's that space. It's almost like the space by which they're talking to each other about their manifestation goals, because they're talking about the fact that they're frustrated. I keep on hearing it's like the energy that feels exhausted, feeling like they're not just moving towards them, but trying to convince another that it's the best thing to do, right? And I keep on hearing it's like the difference between, like, this is what we mean by energetic alignment. It's the conversation of whether you feel like you're in a relationship where it feels like you're forcing someone to move towards things versus that ability of moving towards something with a sense of joy. So everything I keep on seeing right now for a lot of that energy, like this is what I mean in terms of some of these relationships that are coming together right now, and they're unquestioning, because it's almost like the way that they're speaking to each other or the confidence by which they're talking towards what it is they want. They keep on saying that the relationship itself should be built with clear observations of manifestation goals. And I keep on hearing that's not ambitious. it's aspirational, because these are energies that are healing from situations or circumstances where another may have tried to articulate the fact that they weren't moving towards a partnership by instead focusing on the self or the person in it as being the reason why they weren't feeling energetically confident to go forward. So that's what I mean in terms of like a lot of that energy doing that work to refine the self, because I keep on seeing that while we see that for a lot of those energies that are coming into divine union right now, you'll recall that these were those magician partnerships that were prioritizing the mutual appreciation as the heart of the relationship. These are the energies that are appreciating the mutual effort. I keep on seeing these are the relationships that say it's not just about appreciation isn't enough. It also needs to be related to effort. And because that's a continuing of the conversation I keep on hearing every time I try to read into this, the energy and separation, that says everything is possible, but only if the work is mutual. Because if it's not mutual, you have to navigate another's projections as you try to move something forward. Continuing to get clarification between our Four of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with our Sun card in its upright. Can I get one card to clarify? Ooh, my goodness, these cards today. Make sure if you're listening to the podcast, make sure that you head over and take a look at the spread today on our Substack. It'll be up there with a photo, because there's a lot of pentacle energy here. But I need to point out the pentacles are in their reversal, and it's the understanding. And when we see, I gotta stress this: when we see pentacles in their reversal, it's not necessarily a bad thing, especially in relationality, especially in the context of healing in relationship, right? Because it has to do, like, the space by which we understand and recognize. It's actually the space by which we understand and recognize, like, how we effectively do something. I keep on hearing it's the adaptability or the flexibility that we bring to partnership that is one of our greatest gifts, right? Because I keep on hearing a healthy relationship is not the space that you hold firm on things, right? It's working towards the adaptability, but at the same time, building upon the context of the mutual appreciation of standards. And this is what I keep on hearing that is happening right now for a lot of those relationships that are moving deeper into divine union right now. They're having conversations related to silk to steel. And what do we mean by silk to steel? Right? This is often important in relationality to alignment, because often when we are building into healthy alignment, we notice someone that has the same silk to steel approach as us, which is the space by which we are firm upon some things and flexible on others, right? The energetic standards that we hold that are important, and everything else is energetically adaptable, right? And so this is what I keep on seeing, because that is the energy that's building into the connection where, and this is what's beautiful, like, this is why we talk about the space that a healthy relationship, when you are mutually appreciated, is not a stagnant place. Because when you experience that, when you find that, suddenly it opens you up to the possibilities of the self. So we just keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy, these are conversations that they're having with each other, either about the standards that they hold for one another, or the gift of the flexibility that they feel upon things that they recognize and identify are not of as much importance to them. Right. And this is why we often, and I need to stress this is often why we think about relationships in the wrong context. When we talk about, like, if you want a good relationship, you have to do this, and that. No, it's not about that. You have to find someone that holds the same standards as the self and holds the same flexibility points. That's what alignment means, right? It's the ability of feeling that energetic attunement point. And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of the relationships that are building into this is what they're seeing in terms of saying, like, I almost see this energy saying to one another, I always felt energetically out of place until I found you, because it's through you that I feel the alignment point in terms of building upon the effort and the point of clarity. And when we're able to have that point of clarity, we were talking about this yesterday, right? Mirroring isn't a bad thing so long as you like what you see on the other side of it, right? And that's why we talk towards the work of alignment is often in correlation with the work that we do with ourselves. Because when we build that sense of alignment to get like correctly, and we find someone that's in tune with our energetic alignment, it creates that sense of joy. But this is also why it's really important that if we're building into healthy partnership, we have to make sure that we have manifestation goals that are generous, right? Because the manifestation goal that is generous is a manifestation goal that is equally shared. So I see that there's a lot of that energy that is healing in a profound way, because it's not the fact that the counterpart is bringing something different to a situation. It's the energy that feels like they found someone that's in alignment to them. And they feel that sense of fortification within that, because when we find someone that has the same alignment as us, the relationship itself becomes an energetic sanctuary, right? This is what we talk about, and this is what we also expand upon with the relationship that becomes the energetic collective, right? It's the gift that we give to one another that allows something to be mutually expressed and shared. So this brings us to a lot of the energy, and this brings us to the energy deeper within divine union, because I feel like while I see a lot of the energy coming into divine union talking about the relationship in this way, I feel like I see more of the energy deep within divine union thinking about like thinking more comprehensively, potentially doing this as it relates to working through some kind of project or being able to think about something in a broader mindset, right? This is what we mean by healthy energetic expansion. What's interesting about expansion is expansiveness is actually comprehensiveness. It's not necessarily expansion point. It's not like things get bigger, but expansion comes when you understand more. So we see that for a lot of the energy, being able to understand the self is helping them fortify the relationship, because they're able to be more comprehensive to one another about what it is they're energetically looking for. Continuing to get clarification between our Sun card in its upright in combination with our 10 of Cups in its reversal, we've got here our 7 of Cups in its upright. So for a lot of the energy right now, and like that's further confirmation in terms of what I'm seeing with it. Like it's a comprehensiveness, right? The comprehensiveness that allows for the point of energetic expansion. There's those 7 cards. Man, these 7 cards this week, been a lot of them. Continuing to get clarification. And this is why, and I keep on seeing this, the energy in separation is getting better at talking about what it is that they want. And often the song that when we start getting better at understanding what we want, what is the song we sing? It's not a lot to ask for, right? When we start getting better at understanding what we want, it doesn't feel like a lot to ask for. It's what I keep on seeing. But you'd be surprised. And this is the conversation that the energy in separation is having as they're coming into union, right? It's the observation of saying, it's the wildest thing that when you got a couple of standards and you meet someone that doesn't have them, they're going to start acting like the standards are like the most insane thing possible, with the recognition that a healthy relationship, right? The healthy relationship is one that says, well, obviously, and the unhealthy relationship is one when you bring your standards and they go, how dare you? It's funny how that works, isn't it? But that's why it's important for us to know our standards, because we build upon everything we need to know, right? Is in the observation and the articulation of our standards, right? Because if you articulate your standards to another and they say, how dare you? You go, you get on with your bad self. You're like, go on with your bad self. That's fine, right? You don't change the standards because of another person's rejection. You observe it and say, that's interesting. But when another person, right, when another person comes towards you and is in that space where they honor the standards, then it almost feels silly to say them, because the energy goes, well, obviously, why would you even feel like you need to say that? And that's often the song of feeling like you're in the right place, right? The mutual appreciation of the standards that are held that allow one to be able to have that sense of building into the space of trust. I'm going to tell you right now, there's some energy right now. There's some energy right now healing from relationships that were broken because someone said, you didn't trust me enough. Clarification between our 10 of Cups and its reversal and our King of Pentacles. Trust cannot be given. Trust cannot be handed out. There is nothing more silly. There is nothing more silly on this entire world than someone that says trust demands trust. You cannot demand trust from another person. Your body will not let you. Your body will not let you. Your body loves you. Your body loves you. Your unconscious mind loves you. You know, and often though, we sometimes move away from something that isn't healthy to us. And then we feel awful because we say, oh no, I didn't trust them enough. Failing to recognize the space of understanding and recognizing the song of your body energetically trying to protect you from something. Right. And this is what we talk about with the space of a healthy ego, because this is what we have to be mindful of. This is why we work. Like, we can trust ourselves when our egos are in check, because when our egos are healthy, they do the work of protecting us from things that do not feel like they're in alignment to us. Right. But this is why we also are continually, like, a healthy ego is one that we're constantly checking on. Okay. A healthy ego is one that we are ever vigilant, right? We're ever vigilant upon it, right? We don't ignore it. We don't pretend it's there. We don't say that we don't have one. We observe it. We focus on it. We care about it. We have to love our egos as much as we love our internal self. Because when we love our egos, right, then we work to be in a space that even when we have to push back against things, we're able to articulate the reason why, right? It's the healthy ego is one that is embraced, because it is the space by which we can see it and we observe it. And when someone points it out, we say, yeah, I got one. Yeah. Would you like to see it? Of course. Like, why would you not have one? We need one of those, right? So I keep on seeing, and this is what I told you about these relationships that are coming together right now. You know, I keep on seeing and I keep on hearing the conversation, or the difference between, I keep on hearing the difference between self obsessed and self referential. What is the difference between self obsessed and self referential? Self obsessed, and the way you can tell, self obsessed is, again, desiring manifestation goals that you would not eagerly give to another person. That is what self obsessed is, right? The identification point of feeling like it is you and you alone that is existing in this place, and nobody else really matters, right? That is self obsessed. Self referential is a concentration on the self, always being mindful of the fact that there are others energetically present. It is the understanding of moving through an existence where you want to give the same courtesy to others as you give the self. But often there'll be confusion points between those that are moving too much in the egoic space, seeing someone that's being self-referential. And then you'd be really fun. It's really funny how, like, the oppositional point occurs around that. And this is why, if you're ever worried about that, if you're ever worried about doing that work, if you're ever worried and saying, am I being too much about the self? A good way to check that is to say to yourself, are you able to explain why you feel defensive? Are you able to explain why you feel defensive? Because if you are able to explain why you feel defensive, then that's usually a sign that you're moving in the space of being self-referential, right? And often, what does the higher self say? The higher self will say, yeah, I'm upset about that because it's something that is sacred to me, right? And then when we're able to talk about why we are upset because there's something that's energetically sacred, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're having a conversation. But when we are often in the space that we are too much within the self and we just feel energetically defensive and we can't talk about it, that's usually a sign that you need to check yourself. Because if you're feeling defensive about something, but you don't feel comfortable to be able to articulate why, it's usually a sign of something that needs to be worked or directed upon inside. And a healthy spiritual journey is simply, it's not about feeling indulgent in the self. It's not saying, yay, I'm free. It's understanding what direction the work needs to go. It's understanding at every moment and navigating situations, allowing the sieve of the self to determine if the work needs to be something that is healed inside or outside. This brings us to a lot of the energy that's moving. And this is the conversations that are happening right now. And that's why I keep on saying, what are we seeing with the energy coming into union right now? Strong foundations, because exceptional direction sense. Exceptional direction sense. Continuing to get clarification between our Two of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with our Five of Pentacles in its reversal. Love to see these two cards together. One card to clarify, please. Nine of Swords in its reversal, right? And this is what we keep seeing that's happening right now for the energy deep with moving deeper into divine union. This is why it's painful. This is why we got to talk about it. Coming into union will break your heart. Coming into union, but that's what we talk about with a heart opening. Because sometimes when you come into union and you feel that mutual appreciation point, you can look back on the past and see those spaces where you were allowing yourself to be in spaces that you were not being held as sacredly, or those modalities or those experiences from the past where you recognize that you could have done better. But I keep on pointing out, like, and that's what I mean with the Venus and Cancer, that observation is not something that breaks you. It should show you how far you've come, because the sign of wisdom is observation. And I got to tell you right now, sometimes our own minds protect us from things until we're ready to energetically accept them. So that's why I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy coming into that space, being able to acknowledge and appreciate that this is the energy that like works through the sorrow of observing something from the past. But that's why it becomes sorrow, because it's almost immediately moves into the inner child healing of looking back at the past version of self and saying, sorry, I put you through that. Sorry, I put you through that. It won't happen again. Continuing to get clarification between our Five of Pentacles and its reversal. And I need to point out, this is also inner child healing. This is why inner child healing, just like we heal outside relationships, starts with accountability. Because when we're being energetically accountable to our inner child, the first thing we start doing is apologizing. We take accountability for what we put our past version of self through. And then we set our resolve in terms of saying, we can do better going forward. Continuing to get clarification between our Five of Pentacles in its reversal and our Seven of Cups in its upright. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Clarification coming through right now with our Three of Cups in its reversal. So for a lot of the energy deep within divine union right now, it's just, I keep on saying it's working through energetic frustration. I feel like the thing about the energy right now, deep within divine union, is working through the frustration in relationality to, why is it so hard? Like, why is it so hard to find harmony? It's so hard to find harmony when others are being too energetically indulgent, right? And that's the thing that we have to be careful about. Indulgence is the pain point, because it's that modality by which we articulate something that is not energetically shared. And so for everything I keep on seeing to a certain extent, there's something really important and valuable that's occurring in relationality to the energy deep within divine union, because it's the space by which I keep on seeing the appreciation of a healthy relationship is the ability to observe and to articulate to another something that they cannot see, right? That is the definition of healthy relationship. And this is what's beautiful. And this is why our relationships heal as we continue to do the work to heal the ego. Because when someone tells us something difficult, right, it's the observation and the recognition as to the quality by which they're bringing it forth. And so this is why I keep on seeing that for the energy deep within divine union, like that ability of working through, and like I almost hear the energy saying, working through something that's hard to see. And what do we say to one another in those moments? Is there something that I'm energetically missing, right? The observation or the amplification of the stabilization point in being able to work through something, and the gift, right? The absolute gift it is to have another set of eyes on our own energetic experience. And that's why when we're in a healthy space, we build into the partnership where we deeply appreciate the context of another person's observations, even if it's different from our own, because it makes our view more comprehensive, right? And this is why I see the energy talking towards one another, because it's the energy that says, you broaden my perspective. You give me a wider outlook. You help me see things that I myself could not see, even if I haven't experienced them. And this is at the heart of empathy, right? The observation of understanding that the things that we experience may be seen different through another person's perspective. And that is a gift because it allows us to become more energetically comprehensive, but only if we've done the work to heal the ego so that we don't experience another person's perspective and immediately get defensive. Continuing to get clarification between our Seven of Cups in combination with our Knight of Pentacles in its upright. We've got here our Lover's card in its reversal. So let's talk a little bit about the energy right now coming into divine union. I mean, and I'm actually, and it's interesting. So I was about to say the energy and separation, but I really mean this right now. The energy coming into divine union. Because this is the energy I keep on seeing. I keep on hearing there's a lot of energy and separation that are saying to themselves, I don't need to be in partnership to work on my relationship. I don't need to be in partnership to work on my relationship. That's the breakthrough that a lot of the energy and separation is having right now with this energy in retrograde. I don't need to be in partnership to work on my relationship because my relationship to the self is, as I heal it, so too does it enhance my ability to be within one, right? So this is the energy that keeps on putting investing that effort into the self, understanding and recognizing that it is the gift that pays back dividends. So we keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy right now, that is either the energy doing that work in separation, right? But almost healing from the illusion of being in separation, saying, this is what I bring to partnership. I'm going to find the joy and bliss that I'm going to bring to partnership within myself because that is the harmony that I bring with the self. And there's energy right now that is coming into partnership. And what are they saying to one another? I'm not asking you to fix me. I'm looking for someone to share my bounty, right? Because that's what happens when we enter the relationship that feels like it's a celebration. We don't walk towards it in desperation. We walk towards it and we rejoice, right? Because we don't say finally you're here. You go, finally I found you. Finally I found you. I've been looking everywhere for you. Where have you been? You don't say finally. You say finally. Oh, good. How are you doing? Great, right? It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that easement. You know, that sublime bliss that we find with someone that's in the same space as we ourselves, and that's how we exist. Continuing to get clarification between our Nine of Wands in its reversal and our Three of Cups in its reversal. It really is. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of this familiarity in some of these relationships, right? A little bit of this, like, where did you come from? It's a little bit of this, like, where did you come from? You know, but feeling like you feel awful kind of familiar here because that's often, again, it's not the feeling of energetic anxiety. It's the feeling of familiarity, right? It's not the butterflies. It's the butterflies. Butterflies are what you feel when you feel dizzy, dude. Butterflies are when you feel dizzy, right? A relationship is something that nourishes. It's something that feels comfortable, right? It's something that feels energetically familiar. So I feel like I keep on hearing these are a lot of solar plexus relationships because it's the energy that says, I don't know why, I just feel very comfortable in your presence, right? But that comfortability is not something, it's the comfortability that we find also arrives with our own comfortability with ourselves, right? The ability of finding that sense and kind of moving towards something. So I just keep on seeing that for a lot of these relationships, these are either energies right now in separation that, again, are focusing on finding their bliss, or these are relationships that are saying, I deeply value you because I've never met someone who makes so much sense. Is what I keep on hearing. I keep on hearing the energy go, I've never met someone that makes so much sense, which is the space by saying you have good direction sense. Continuing to get clarification for the energy moving deeper within divine union between our Three of Cups in its reversal and the Lover's card in its reversal. Can I have one card to clarify? There's that Knight of Swords in its reversal. So, look, like, man, I'm just telling you right now, a lot of the energy coming into divine union. How's that? How are those lessons in surrender serving you right now? How are those lessons in surrender? And I keep on hearing the energy go, this is what it feels like to surrender. Understanding, right? Understanding surrender does not mean to give up. Surrender means to be able to be able to see with clarity, right? The ability to allow for the relationship that you surrender into because you can see more clearly within it, right? The relationship that builds into the vulnerability, saying, what kind of relationship is this? That the longer I'm in it, the more clearly I see. Because the healthy relationship, I told you, these are the magician partnerships that say, through you, everything makes sense. Continuing to get clarification for the energy deep within divine union. Final card for our spread today, between our Nine of Pentacles in its upright and our Knight of Swords in its reversal. There's that Knight of Wands in its reversal. We're going to talk about it. There's a lot of masculine energy here on the table. A lot of masculine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. But that's because I keep on seeing, for a lot of the masculine energy, a lot of work right now in healing the energy of the masculine inner child. And what does that look like? What does it look like when the masculine can heal their inner child? It's not the masculine that feels like they have to try to be a man. It's the masculine that recognizes that their masculinity is their birthright, and they get to set the intention in terms of how they experience it. It's the energy of the inner child. The masculine healing the inner child is the masculine that understands that we make ourselves proud, right? It's the identification of being able to find that sense of strength and to stand upon it. And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy, like, this is the energy that says the masculine that I am trying to achieve is the masculine that I see in the mirror and I am proud of every day. It's not the gaze of others, it's the gaze that we have within the self. And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy deep within divine union, like speaking upon that, the sense of strength that's found by embracing one's own sense of vulnerability. This is how we heal. And for the feminine, so too, we see a lot of that similar work that's happening right now as it relates to building into the context of healing based upon, right, not worrying so much about others saying you're not like, and this is the feminine coming into acceptance point, that for feminine, the song of the feminine finding themselves is often the song of the energy saying, you're not fitting the role I would like to put you into. Right? Like, the feminine coming into the space of another person saying, you're really not fitting, you're really not being very, that's not very dream of you. I'm sorry, you're not really adapting to my dream enough. And this is the feminine saying, what makes you think that I exist to be limited by your dream of me? This is the feminine that's very much like, they're not on the table right now, but I do feel like it's a lot of the Empress energy that says, I defy your definition because I'm more than that. And when we're saying that space by saying, when another person looks towards us and says, I'm disappointed, we ask the obvious question that says, well, before we so no, you're disappointed, what can I do? You ask the important question is, what were you expecting? Before I'm disappointed, before I share your disappointment, please articulate what your expectation was that you are pinning your disappointment to. So we see that for a lot of the energy right now, this is why those energies deep within divine union hold each other and care about one another, because they don't put those expectations on each other. They delight in seeing each other's possibilities. That is the relationship that is transformative, because it's not the relationship that says, hey, you're not fulfilling your role. It says, I can't wait to see what you become. It's a joy to travel with you. Continuing for the energy coming into divine union, that same space, that is the heart opening that they're experiencing, because it's the moment that we see the relationship that feels so easy to exist within, that we suddenly rise to our possibility, right? You grow I keep wondering, you grow flowers with the sun. You don't say do it or else. You say, wow, look, I wonder how much better I can become. So I feel like for a lot of the energy, it's that feeling of confidence that they're finding in the embrace of someone that sees them and is not in the relationship with them based on the potential of who they might become, but who they are, that allows them to become the person that they dream to be. While for a lot of the energy right now in separation, that observation of the energy, this is an energy right now in separation doing deep healing. And this is the energy that's also working through that path work of basically, I almost hear the energy in separation saying, I'm done. But it's in the moment that we say, I'm done, that we begin, right? Because often, I need to point this out, a healthy manifestation is not what we start doing, it's what we stop doing, right? It's the observation of what's not working that helps us see the road that's for us. And so that's why I feel like a lot of the energy right now, either again, allowing that space by building the manifestation, by recognizing and stopping their own tendencies, where they may feel like they start to like go into the space of people pleasing or even potentially running back to a past that hurt them, but instead defining what it is that they're seeking and letting that act as a template to serve them going forward. Or in these new relationships, this is the energy that's almost like giving each other those apologies that they wish that another person gave them. And it's the energy saying, you have a right, right? You have a right to be upset, because that's the energy that, again, when we feel that sense of alignment and another person says, was I asking for too much? The energy will probably respond and say, you weren't asking for too much. You were asking the wrong person. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. Sometimes we're asking for too much when we're asking the wrong person. And healthy partnership is based upon alignment, which is the silk to seal space, which is the space by which we hold the same energetic standards. And everything else becomes energetically flexible. And that's why it's so important that we heal the ego if we want to have a healthy relationship, because you cannot walk into a relationship with a have a cake and eat it too mentality, which is the space by which you say, I can do something, but you can't, right? The conditionality of saying, oh, no, no, that only applies to me. You can't do that, right? And this is why we also have to heal this tendency of always saying all men or all women. Nothing is more toxic. You will never find what you are looking for. We don't allow it in race. We don't allow it in context of anything else. We should not do it in the context of gender, because you cannot say that you're looking for the perfect relationship and then suddenly take a whole half of the population and say there's no hope there. That is a confounded manifestation. Fix your language if you want to fix your heart. We have to fix our language if we want to fix our heart. So we have to understand, if we desire something, but everything out of our lips is saying the opposite of what it is that we dream for, well, then you have no direction sense. The universe doesn't know what you're asking for. The universe is saying, well, you're saying one thing and doing another. So it's the understanding of being able to articulate, not just saying, I'm tired of this gender, I'm tired of that gender, saying, I'm tired of experiencing something. Because when we're able to find the things that we're tired of, instead of saying we're tired of people, we're able to energetically change things. And so I keep on saying, remember, a lesson, a healthy lesson is not one that you try to teach someone. The way that you amplify the ability to learn is by telling someone what they could be doing better, not by saying, I give up on you, right? It's the articulation of helping another person understand that allows the possibility of change. Because again, it's a continuation of everything I keep on hearing when we're going through these temperance relationships right now. Everything is possible to change, but only if the determination on what needs to change is mutual. Without that, there's nothing. There's no possibility. Everything is possible, but the work must be mutual. If not, it is just projection. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and receiving it. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my site. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading, you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure please make sure, I would like you to do both. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my site. So I would encourage you to do it there. A couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone who attended our recent tarot class on the Devil card. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, August 13th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies on the tarot with a study into, I'm so excited for this class, the Tower card. We will be studying the history of that card. We will be studying the symbology of that card. I will be working you guys through spread applications. So the way you can read for that card in any direction it may appear in your own readings. I will also be giving you a unique spread to help you channel the messages of that card into your own readings. And all you need to do, if you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, is head on over to my Substack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid monthly subscription to my Substack will give you access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. You will also, as a monthly subscriber, have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we've learned or studied thus far. And if you become a founding member, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, but you will also have full access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library class archive. That is access to over 15 hours worth of material in an ever-expanding library. Now, it's not necessary for you to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything we've studied prior to beginning our next class. But if you wanted to catch up, now is a great time to join. You've got a few weeks of a window between now and the next class to take some of those classes that are available to you. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my also, even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my Substack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. I also want to let you also have access to my mystic meditation articles, which give you recaps on everything that we've been seeing energetically in the cards. I usually release those bi-monthly. I just wrote one recently on the new moon. I'll be writing one shortly on the full moon that we're coming into. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits. Also, for my students that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings. You can purchase these per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. And we will do this again on Saturday. That is our daily collective read. We are going to get started on personal readings. Congratulations, Alexandra. You got our highest gifter today. And thank you so much. And Bridget, you came in second, so you will have an additional card in your reading. If anyone else would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, being semi-LIO. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm also going to take a minute to read over some. We are also at 25.3K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen, and we'll get to 50K in no time. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. But if you'd like to get on the list right now, it's a wonderful time to get on the list. You will be the 4th person read for. Where were we? Hi there, Desiree. How are you doing today? Conch, thank you for the follow. Oh, Cancer is your planet. I love it. Desiree, I've been isolated and going through a deep transition phase. How can I have faith during it? I'm happy to read for you on that, dear. If you'd like to get on the list is open. You'll be the fourth person read for. Hi there. Would you say the connection is more positive karmic? I need to know. I don't know which connection you're talking towards. I would need to be able to do the reading to understand whether it's something that you're feeling that's positive or negative. I'm not, you're putting up you're asking some questions in relationality to connection, but I need to, in order to determine what the connection is or the nature of it, how it relates to you, we'd have to do a reading, dear. And level up, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the help, V, I appreciate it. And thank you. So to confirm, so Desiree, it sounds like you were asking about what I'm reading for here. I'm reading 3 different levels of partnership union right now: energy and separation, energy coming into divine union, and energy deep within divine union. I hope that helps. Grand Rising, Belinda, how are you doing today? Hey there, Hung. And thank you so much, Angel, for the heart me's. Guys, please remember to recharge your heart me's if you'd like to have an animal spirit guide card with your 1-card readings today. Thank you for confirmation, Belinda. Thank you for those hashtags, Figs. Thank you for confirmation, Angel. Thank you for the clarification, V. Hi, Nikki. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Yes, that's why I feel like I'm feeling counterpart more in the dream space, so that when they come, I'll just know them energetically. I have to point this out. We've been seeing a lot of dreams where that's been happening, Bridget. I've been seeing it for you and Per. Where were we? And thank you for those heart me's, Alexandra, and thank you for those gifts. Looking forward to those readings. I like that. I saw that, Belinda. Low bar is kind of high. I like that. It was cracking me up when I saw it. I'm happy to read for you on that, Eagle. I don't like the word will. I think the better question is how, right? It's so long as it's more about understanding what is necessary to move into that space of feeling energetically complete. I'm going through a situation with my mom and other family members and feel I don't as much. Well, and again, I'm happy to read for you on that, Eagle. If you'd like to get on the list is open. But it starts with appreciation of self. Thank you as well, Belinda. How do we put boundaries on our parents? I don't like the idea of saying putting boundaries on someone, right? I feel like the best way to understand is we honor our boundaries and we observe how others respect them. If that helps. And if you want to get deeper, if you want to get deeper into, again, as soon as I was talking about that, like my throat chakra started closing up. So like if you're having a hard time communicating to them what those boundaries are, that might be something that needs work too. But if you want to have a personal reading, I'm happy to read deeper into that in a reading. Yes, for sure. Felt that. Thank you, Alex. Mrs. Wick, thank you for the follow. Contizia, thank you for the follow. And thank you guys for supporting each other. Bridget brings up a really good point. Family is always harder than others, but small, steady boundaries at first have helped the most. Beautifully said. Thank you, Bridget, for that insight. Sloan, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Bella, can you explain why we are defensive or use our words? It ain't easy. Explain why we are defensive and use our words. It isn't easy. Beautifully stated, too. Don't let yourself get triggered. Thank you as well for confirmation, Mrs. Wicks. The space sometimes is heavy, though the intention is good actions don't align. Well, and that's what I keep on saying, like the ability to articulate what one is experiencing can be a good start as well. Clarity is key. Thank you, user 136, for the follow. Realizing it made her cry. Oh, well, and I feel like the important thing to understand is where the tears are coming from. You know, tears, I need to point out, tears come for many different reasons. Hi there, Oracle Erica. Hope you're doing well today. Discernment is key. Some things need to be cut off. Beautifully said. Now I have my sweethearts back. Oh, welcome, Belinda. Thank you as well, Nikki. And Mystery, thank you for the follow. Eagle, what if it's because we didn't know what the harmony looks like? Like yes is no and silence is yes. Well, that is a perfect example of unhealthy communication, right? Healthy communication should not require deep interpretation. Oh, thank you for the compliment, Nikki. Grand Rising Joy. How to know who to trust. I mean, we talk a lot about this here, Eagle. That's where our standards come in. Like our standards help us and we have to heal from the illusion of rejection because our standards tell us everything in relationality to the bonds of trust. It's really is about perspective and honesty. Tap to claim, Bella. Round two, like that. Because the relationship is with the self, is with myself. Beautifully said. And that's the most important relationship to fix. We start fixing our relationship to ourselves, everything changes in that context. It's like Cappy energy in a way. It depends on the Cappy energy. Cappy energy can be very, Cappy energy can be very practical, right? But I like to point that out. A Cappy in a good space will be very pragmatic and solution focused, right? The thing you have to be careful with Cappy energy is that same quality of being very practical and solution focused can also sometimes get very caught up in the space of resentment. It's a little bit, it's that goat energy, man. It's like which side. I like to point this out with Cappy. It's like, which side are you dealing with? Are you dealing with the fish or are you dealing with the horns? You always have it. You always have that power within you, Eagle. That's where it starts. Understanding and recognizing your own power. Sharing my bounty. Tap to claim, Nikki. Yes, thank you as well, Belinda. Yes, like already know. Come hither and share my bounty. Like that. Come hither and share my bounty. You get trapped in a ditch for the past 10 years. Oh, I appreciate you guys. Also, it's the storm and rain while still walking through it all. Well, that's the important thing, right? Like that's what love does. Like it's not about the condition you find. It's about moving through it to feel secure. I still don't have any idea where it came from, Nikki. It's just here now. I don't know what I did. I must have hit a button, but now this is where we exist. There's little sparkles on everything. It's okay. It's not as bad as the time I turned myself into a potato. That was funny. Remember that? Who's here for that? That was hilarious. That I couldn't figure out how to turn it back. That was a riot. Always. Well, and I feel like, listen, that's a good manifestation to start with, Eagle, right? I want. You want to remove want from it. Say, I am strong in myself, right? Like remove it. You never want to have words like want in a manifestation goal, right? It's the art to like start by saying, I am strong in myself and allow that to kind of fortify you. To be open up. Absolutely, Belinda. Hi there, dear. And thank you so much, Intuitive, for the follow. It's the energy of the masculine balancing their feminine and masculine. Tap to claim. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. Like balance, yes. Melissa, I do one card readings for subscribers. If you'd like to subscribe once we do personal readings, or if you'd like a full reading, all you have to do is send the donation. I'll be happy to read for you. For anyone that's interested in getting on the list right now, it's 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, things in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We do here life path, highest party messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, and guided messages. Carrie, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Yeah, that's not a good thing. You're not fitting my ideal version of you. Exactly. Isn't that a wild thing to say? The backbone or like balance. Well, we've got a lot. I think the moon's in Libra today. So I would not be surprised if there's a lot of work that we're doing right now in finding healthy balance for things. And you're welcome, Belinda. Thank you for confirmation, Baden. Yes, I get it. That is epic. Thank you, Belinda. That's so huge. The what were you expecting? Baden, my name carries the divine bad energy. What does that mean? Oh, but like bad energy because you got bad in your name? Fair. Hi there, Neo. You're welcome. I'm balanced in 54%. That's incredibly specific. That's incredibly specific. How do you have such a specific amount? Oh, continuing to do that work. Thank you, KJ. Eagle. I like to point out, and I like to point this out, love is honoring choices, right? I think it's a very heavy place to be to operate in the context of no choice, right? Leave yourself awake, alive to the possibilities. That's the truth. You weren't asking for too much. You were asking the wrong person. That's on the Ace of Swords. Absolutely. And Ashley, thank you for the follow. Set those energetic standards for yourself, regardless of gender or group, but for you. Tap to claim, Nikki. You're so welcome, Eagle. Thank you for the follow. I did my best, Nikki. Oh, I'm so glad, Alexandra. Looking forward to our reading. You're so welcome, Belinda. Thank you as well, Oracle Erica. Just kiss your brain. That's really cute. Thank you. Nobody said that to me, I think, like, ever. So thank you for that. I appreciate you. That's a good. The Hallmark cards write themselves. Elle, thank you for the follow, dear, and thank you for Thank you for recharging your heart, me. I do my best, Belinda. Thank you for being here and also receiving these messages. You are also awesome. Interest in that being. Your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew, as is yours, Hardy. Thank you, Minnie, for the heart me's. What are we laughing at? Is Strega being funny? I don't know. I'm laughing because somebody said they want to kiss my brain. Thank you. All right. And Lisa, thank you for those gifts and the heart me's. One moment. I love the sparkles. I love the sparkles too. I have no idea where they came from. That's the funny part about it. I don't know. Oh, you turned yourself. I did. There was this one day I accidentally turned myself into a potato and then we couldn't figure out how to turn it off. It was great. It was hilarious. Hi there, Erica. Oh, you're back, dear. My mom embodies Kathy energy. She's a Gemini my whole life. Oh, she had the frame comic strip. What, we don't, I feel like, does anyone even know who Kathy is anymore? I feel like she's been like kind of lost for a minute. I used to love those. Erica, I've got you on the list. You're first to be read for today, by the way, honey. We started, Oracle, we started celebrating the progress. I'm seeing more progress. I'm so glad, Oracle Erica. I'm so happy to hear that. And Lisa, thank you for recharging your heart needs. I missed your boundaries comment. Oh, where was the boundaries comment? Where was it? What did I miss? Oh, I will not be happy if you cross. Oh, wait, I think of boundaries like a fence. Hold on. I think of boundaries like a fence around us. I'm setting it here. You can do as you wish, but I will not be happy if you cross it. I like to point that. I like to think of it more like the standard that becomes a boundary. Like, that's the thing that happens. I feel like it's like when we're in a healthy space, we're not operating from the context of boundaries. We have standards. And what's hard is when someone doesn't honor our standards, then we have to set a boundary, right? Like, that's the hard thing about it. Be like, oh, I would prefer not to have to set the boundary. But if you're not honoring my standards, here we are, right? Like, here we find ourselves. But that's a very good way of looking at that. I appreciate that perspective, Nikki. A potato I like, the gingerbread man better. I haven't seen that one, Carmen. You're so welcome, Erica. True. I wish my land was open to all. Like, that's that exactly. That's it. I wish my land was open to all, but now I have to set this fence. Exactly. All right. Beautifully stated. That said, we are going to get started on personal readings today. If you would like to get on the list, it's a great time to get on the list. You'll be the fourth person read for. I'm also stressing the list is going to be kept a little bit shorter today. So if you'd like to get on, please do so sooner rather than later. Bridget, yeah, the boundary is this is who I am, and this is how it needs to be if you want to be me. Like, if you want, yeah, exactly. And when others honor our standards, that's often where we start building into the context of trust, right? Like, that is the articulation of it. It's beautifully stated. All right, friends. We are also at 28.8K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. If they honored our standards, we wouldn't need the fence. Exactly. And that's the definition point that I like between standards and boundaries. And I feel like, again, it's also our responsibility. And this is why we have to heal from the past, because if we're not healed from the past enough, then when others encounter us, we're like boundary, and being like, why are you so defensive? Right. It's the ability to kind of articulate and lead with standards, but make sure we're not too protective and being too boundaried up, that allows us to be able to build healthy partnership. Stop plundering my cattle. Exactly. I like that. Hi there, dear. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Mystic. I've been following for quite some time. Very glad I'm here today. Love the messages. Oh, I'm so glad, dear, and thank you. Good to see you, and thank you for being a part of the collective. We are going to get started on personal readings right now. Before we begin, the first person we're reading for today is Erica. Erica, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And while we wait, Bridget, I adore you. While we wait for Erica to come through, let's do that intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. I'm going to count back from 10. When we get to 1, I will reveal the card. Let me know your impressions in the comments. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nikki, I was about to say we got to get more specific on our dragons, but I guess I don't have to tell you that. Well done. Well done. All right, let's continue right now. First person we're reading for today is, that was awesome. It was so cool because she was like dragon, and then she was like fire dragon. She was just like, wah, 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 wah. All right, Erica. Erica, if you're here, can you let me know if you'd like a general or you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And if anyone else wants to get on the list for today, it's a great time to get on the list. You'll be the 4th person read for. We do here, for anyone interested, life path, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love reading, dream interpretations, and guided messages. Thank you for those gifts, Hardy P. I was breathing fire. I like that. All right, let's get to it. Second call right now for Erica. Second call right now for Erica. If Erica had to step away, the next, oh, I got you, Erica. I'm here. And I'm going to pin up Erica here, guys. Make sure to give Erica a follow. We want to support each other across the platforms. Oh, hold on a minute. All right, general. Whatever I need to know. I've surrendered every outcome at the moment. I got you. And thank you, Erica. Can I get, and thank you for winning our 50K yesterday. Can I please get 4 cards, please? Highest priority messages. Okay. Thank you. Whoa. You have, gee, okay. So, ooh, all right, you've got double 5 of cups here coming out. So here's the thing. I want you to understand, like, and this is the thing that I think is important right now as it relates. I keep on hearing surrendering every outcome should not come at the cost of direction, is what I'm getting. Surrendering every outcome should not come at the cost of direction, which is to say, make sure that you're not just in a state of stagnancy. Okay. When we say, I want you to think more about surrendering outcomes as being in the context of saying, surprise me, not I give up, surprise me. Right. And so when we're working in that way, okay, I want you to understand, like, the one thing I want you to be very conscientious about right now is I want you to make sure that you're not being super, super hyper specific in relationality to what your manifestation goals are. Okay. Because what happens is when we're too specific on our manifestation goals, we limit our energetic possibilities. Right. Like we often we often create that space by we say it can only be this way. And then when it doesn't happen, we say we don't say I give up, right? The way that we say that we surrender to the outcome is to say is like, I want you to think about writing your manifestation such by saying, this is what I aspire for. Help me see how to get there. Help me see what I'm energetically missing. Help me understand what it is I could be doing better, because I keep on seeing that I feel like I see you coming out of some unhealthy energetic cycle here. Like there's some path work of repetition that I see is occurring. And I keep on hearing the same message. A healthy energetic connection is not going to require you to have to surrender your standards to exist within it. And it feels to me like I've got some kind of like I keep on seeing, remember that a healthy relationship is one that is energetically consistent, which is not the space by which I see some kind of experience where someone keeps like giving you a lot of something, and then it just starts winnowing down and winnowing down and winnowing down and winnowing down. And and especially be conscientious if someone says like, why aren't you like 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 why isn't this the same way that it was? And another person like almost trying to say like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, trust, I keep on hearing trust your perspective is what I keep on seeing. Like trust your energetic perspective because um and it's interesting too because there was like a download that came to me before we started like the before we started today's collective, but I feel like it's really important to your reading, which is, you know, respect is active listening. Respect is active listening, which is to say, and I keep on hearing, respect doesn't necessarily mean that we agree with what another person perceives, but we actively listen to pay attention to see what we could be doing to improve upon something, is all I keep on getting. And I feel like that's really important in some kind of like relationship or situation that I keep on hearing we perfect relationships, not people, which is the space by which we say if somebody like stops, if someone stops giving us like what they used to give us and we say why and they say well because you're not perfect, like it's not about being perfect, it's about being energetically consistent. So I keep on saying make sure someone doesn't keep like changing the conversation in relationality to what's wrong, you know? Like you're trying to like talk about something with them. And if you're like trying to talk about, I keep on hearing, if you're trying to work to a mutual solution and another person immediately goes into defensiveness and starts like throwing like a bunch of like accusations at you, don't let the accusations distract you from the fact that they're not having a productive conversation about what you started to talk to them about in the first place. You know, don't, I keep on hearing, don't match energy because often I keep on hearing, the ability of what we give each other should not be energetically conditional upon what we receive, but often someone trying to give less will try to find any reason to validate what they're giving you. So I feel like there's a lot of this work. Like I feel like you got a guide that's saying like trust your perception. And I keep on hearing like a healthy relationship is one that even if they don't share your perception, they will honor it by actively working to do something in a better way. And I keep on hearing like again, it's not needy to have needs. An energetic standard is a fixed need. If you have a need that's fixed, that's a standard. Don't let someone say that you're being needy for having one. We're supposed to have standards. Likewise, if you have emotions about something and someone saying you're being too emotional, emotions are the glue of a healthy relationship. Emotions are only unhealthy in relationship if we're giving them to another as problems to solve instead of telling each other what the emotions are asking for. And I feel like a lot of this is important right now because I keep on seeing, and I want you right now, and that's what I mean in terms of like surrendering expectations. I want you focusing right now on writing down those manifestations. I want you to write them without the specifics. I want you to write like what it is that you're aspiring for. And then I kind of want you to end them with like surprise me with the rest, right? Because I feel like there's something about that that like is going to help you work through that surrendering of the energetic outcome that moves you into a space of delight instead of devastation. Bottom of the deck on this reading, especially with the devil card and its reversal. I feel like I just keep on seeing a lot of circumstances or situations, like a lot of healing right now, like a lot of that work. But I keep on seeing that the work starts internally. It's understanding that it's not, I keep on hearing, it's not wrong to desire to be energetically appreciated. It's not wrong to feel like you need to be energetically seen, particularly in the context of a healthy relationship. And I keep on seeing, if someone, like, if every time you try to fix something, every time you try to bring a problem with someone, if they just start insulting you, or like throwing things at you, recognize that that is the song of distraction. Recognize that that is the song of someone saying, this is, when you bring up a problem, you're not going to get anywhere, but I'm going to make you feel really bad in the process, right? That's not something, you can't change that in another person. Some things can't be changed. They just need to be observed, because that ability of doing so, like, don't let another person's ability to project on you affect you in that way. Just recognize if it's occurring, because I keep on hearing I keep on, I don't know why this keeps on coming through. Like, a relationship should be an insult-free zone, which says we shouldn't hurl them at each other when we're feeling energetically defensive and then say, well, you should know I didn't mean that. I was just upset, is what I keep on hearing. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Erica. And someone who's doing that will try to say that you're being too sensitive because you won't forget it. But it's not that you shouldn't forget it, it's that it should never have occurred in the first place. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Erica. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a few minutes to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Also, friends, we're at 31.1K likes. When we get to 50K, I'm going to give the reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. That's so funny. I was going to comment on Fire Dragon. It's going to come out today. Well done, dear. That was a toss-up question. Was the direction to go? Surprise me. I'm not giving up. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. When did you get that 50K, Nikki? Can you just give me the date of it? All right. Oh, I'm hyper detail focused person, which can make, yeah, that's the thing, especially Erica, listen, especially if you're doing it in your manifestation goals right now, right? Like, make sure that you're talking towards, like, what you want, not fixated so much on the who, what, where, or when. Like, don't, allow the context by which you can, like, be energetically adaptable, was what was coming through. Yeah, that sounds extremely accurate. Any sign of conflict, and I'm left in the dark with no reason. Well, and that's something that needs to be observed. Don't let it trigger you. Heaven, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. And then they come back after time passes, but they never want to talk about the silent. You have to talk about it. Like I got to tell you, the space by which, like, let's pretend that never happened is the song of something that will surely happen again, right? It's not about forgetting things. It's about addressing them. Nikki, this reminds me of a time I cried in front of my friend and her BF, and he said I was having a mental beat. What an awful thing to say. That's wild, Nikki. Emotions are good and healthy, especially if they're valid. Words are not easily forgotten, nor should they be. Oracle, it's helpful if you work through that together and not put it on the back burner, but burner fester. Exactly. Thank you. I had a severely abusive marriage, and I'm sending you so much support on that. But that's what I keep on seeing. Like, I feel like it's even more important right now on your own journey, because I keep on seeing, like, I feel like the first thing, like, I feel like keep on seeing, like, the first thing that you're working through is having to, like, navigate grief, but also recognizing having to go through something that you didn't energetically deserve, you know? And I keep on seeing, like, allow that time to be able to build your standards back too. I feel like this is a good time for you to really, like, I keep on seeing, like, I don't want you to be stagnant right now. I want you embracing your Empress energy. and saying like, what will make me feel like what feels good for me, right? Like starting to put that care back into yourself right now as well. Thank you for those gifts, Miss Nikki. Was it yesterday? Yeah, but didn't we do your reading yesterday? We did your reading though yesterday, didn't we? Erica won the 50K yesterday. Hold on. I'm just checking the list. Oh, wait, I got you on Tuesday. You're talking about Tuesday, aren't you? Yeah, I've got you on Tuesday. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to take you off the hold list, Nikki, and I'm going to add you to today. All right, and if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the 1, 2, 3, the fourth person read for. Yep, excellent. All right, friends, we're going to continue right now. The next person on the list, if anyone wants to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. You'll be the fourth person read for. We do here life path, highest party messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, and guided messages. Absolutely. And I keep on seeing Erica, I keep on hearing like, surrendering outcome does not mean no direction. So I want you writing those manifestation goals right now. Write what direction you're going in. Write what like your aspiration is, especially for like the next like 6 months. Absolutely. And thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments. I know they're not. I'm shuffling the cards back in. I got you, Bridget. All right, let's continue right now. The next person we're reading for today is Estevan. Estevan, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you will be the 1, 2, 3, fourth person read for. As we wait for Estevan's question, let's do another intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. I'm going to count back from 10. And when we reach 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can't just say bird. There's a lot of birds in this deck, Desi, but it was the Earth Dragon. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do that after the next reading. We got Aquarius energy coming in with that full moon in just like about a week or 2. So there's that. Yes, that's a bird. That's not the Earth Dragon is not a bird. Heaven, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. All right. Whoop. Oh, those are Estevan's cards. I did say, oh, you said dragon first. Excellent. Well done. All right. Estevan, second call. Hold on a minute. One of your cards is on the floor. Just had to catch it. I feel like guessing tarot would be easier. I still don't know all the animals in the deck. There's 78 cards in this deck. You think that'd be easier? That's a bold statement. All right. I see the colors every time, but not the right animal. That's okay. You can state the colors if that's where you're starting, Erica. We need to take the dragons out. I don't think Nikki would like it if we took the dragons out. I feel like guessing tarot. No. All right, let's continue right now. Second call right now for Estevan. Second call right now for Estevan. Estevan, if you're not here, the next person on the list for today got a whole fleet of dragons. I said no out loud. That's like that is those are fighting words. All right. If Estevan isn't here, the next person we're reading for right now is Alexandra. Alexandra, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And as I mentioned, if you'd like to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. You'll be the third person read for. We're also at 33K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So let me know. So make sure you're tapping that screen. Also, when you tap the screen, it encourages this live to be pushed out to those who haven't received it before. So thank you so much for your support. Hi. No, it's okay, dear. Absolutely no problem. And I'm going to pin up Alexandra here. Guys, make sure to give Alexandra a follow. All right. And Desi, thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Just waiting for your question to come through, Alexandra, if you've already posted it. I haven't seen it come through yet. Okay, I got you. Yesterday was tough on emotions, with a lot of things hitting a frustration point. Okay. Would love a general. Okay, I got you. And one more, thank you. Ooh. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Um, I feel like you've got a guide showing you things from a different perspective. You know? Like, this is giving me somebody saying, like, that's not what it looked like to me, you know? I'm gonna kind of work you through this. I keep on, like, every time I read for you, I got a couple messages coming through. I'm just gonna go through the messages that are coming through. First of all, I don't I keep on hearing signs, the quality and characteristic of signs is that they're always changing. If there was something that was like, change is the only constant, is all I keep on hearing. And just because something has changed does not necessarily mean that you're doing something wrong, is what I keep on seeing. And I feel like that's really important in relationality to something that you're working through right now, in terms of like the standards that you're like that you're working through. And you know, I keep on seeing, and it's interesting too, because this whole reading is coming via guide. Like, it's coming through specifically from one of your guides. And like, the thing that they're like articulating is like the space by which you understand and recognize that, um I want you to think, I don't want you to think about, it has to do with epiphanies, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on hearing the guide saying, remember, epiphanies are epiphanies because they're anomalous, which is to say, it's not, if you're not having the epiphany that you hope you're having, it's not necessarily because you're doing something wrong, but it's the nature or the quality of an epiphany, in that it is ephemeral. This is like a very, sorry, this is like a very nuanced message that's coming through. And they keep on saying, make sure that you're not getting too focused or holding yourself to too high a standard, because you're not experiencing the ephemeral epiphany consistently. Because something, I keep on hearing, something that is by its very nature ephemeral, like the quality by like that, the definition of ephemeral is not consistent. The definition of ephemeral, I feel like you have to write that down somewhere. The definition of ephemeral is that it's not consistent, which is to say, and this is what we talk about when we talk about building a practice for ourselves, or building like building a healthy I'll put it this way, this is gonna I'm like this is gonna like really make it very terrestrial what I'm talking about, right? Like I run. I love running. There are some days I run and I run amazing, right? There are some days I can just keep on running and running. There are some days I am the worst at running, right? I don't qualify my day, like how I run, based on whether the day I run was a bad day or a good day. I have to step back and see myself as a runner. And there's a medium of consistency that I arrive to, okay? And there's variations within that. And so that in itself is how I energetically chart my progress. So I feel like it's interesting because the message I'm getting from your guide is I feel like I see you being very, very detail oriented. And I feel like I see some kind of situation where you have like a milestone, you're like, good, every day now, right? And then being like, no, not every day. It's like we have a daily practice to allow moments of excellence, right? When we build the daily practice, we invite exceptional experiences. That's what you need to write down. When we building daily practice invites exceptional experiences, which is the space by which we arrive to a circumstance or a situation and we abandon expectations, right? We abandon the expectations that allow us to be present for the possibilities. So I feel like there's something really important about that because I see the fact that you have a really, I don't know where this placement is, but you have a really, really, really hard placement in being really hard on yourself. I don't know if you got a Virgo placement here somewhere, looking at something and being like, I am failing, right? And you have to understand sometimes when we are too much of a perfectionist, our failure is another person's exceptional. And like our fail, like if what you're doing, if you're like, I am not like, if you're saying to yourself in some way, shape, or form, I am not arriving to my standards. The guide's saying, whose standards? Whose standards are those? Why are you hurting yourself? They're going, stop it. They're going, I've literally got your guide saying, stop hitting yourself, which is to say, stop smacking yourself on the ruler every day and saying, gosh, I did not live up to my insane potential. What were you trying? I was trying to change what I did not change the world today anywhere near what I expected to. That is just the condition by which we arrive. And that's like, I keep on hearing like that is sometimes the energetic nature of a calling. Um, so I want you, and I feel like when you're having days like that, I'm sure you heard me say this yesterday. I want you to ease that by charting your progress. I don't want you to feel the experience of being like, I'm going like you climb out of a rut by recollecting how far you've come. You remind yourself of the rungs of the ladder is what I keep on seeing. Because I keep on, I'm telling you right now, I feel like this retrograde, man, it's got hands. It's hard. It can create a lot of frustration, but it can also really distort our perspective. So the way you're going to heal any kind of distortion in terms of where you are is you're going to write down those rungs, which is all of those I keep on hearing like those rungs, which is like the space by which you're able to say all of those accomplishments that you've had that fortify you and show you that you are in fact making progress. Bottom of the deck. And it's funny too, because I keep on getting, it's funny because you've got this like very ephemeral guide that says, it's interesting too, because like the message from the guide is like, and I'm going to share the message of the guide in the Discord because it feels like a personal message. So I'm going to share it with you personally across the Discord because it feels like I keep on hearing like they're saying that one's just for like that. It's a personal message in relationality to helping you understand why they're working with you in the first place, is what I keep on getting. Bottom of the deck, yeah, especially with the 10 of cups. It's the understanding of recognizing. I keep on hearing it's not the guide specifically is basically conveying a message that says it's not supposed to be all sunshine and rainbows, right? It's not about all sunshine and rainbows. It's about working through the hard stuff. It's about being able to understand that being comprehensive isn't the space by which you chart your best day. It's the day that you make room for your worst, right? And when you're having your worst day, when you're having your worst day and you feel stuck there, you need to step back, right? You need to remember, like, you have to remember the space of saying it's not always going to be this way and you're not always going to feel this way. But sometimes it can feel, I keep on hearing, sometimes it can feel very much overwhelming when we're going through those moments and we're not feeling like we're feeling like, and that's the thing about it. Like, I feel like, don't, like, it's almost like you're getting like writer's block, because it's a space by which you say, I can't think of anything good. Thinking that is like also creating that, because then you get hard on yourself. But that's why you say, remember all of the things you've done, and it brings you back into the space of being able to feel energetically inspired again. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Alexandra. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is a great time to get on the list. You'll be the fourth person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind, there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. I'm happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. The next person, I'm going to take a minute to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Hold on. Okay. Can you just remind me of your username on the Discord, Alexandra? Thank you. All right, just bear with me a moment. Also, friends, we are at 42K likes. When we get to 50K, yep, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm going to continue now. We're at 42K. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen, and we'll get to 50K in no time. And thank you again, Alexandra, for winning that highest gifter. Dada, thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Yesterday, yep. Lip ick, exactly. Virgo Lilith, that makes sense. Yes, yes. Look how not perfect I was. Also, North Node, yep. Yeah, look, North Node, 12th house, yep. Got it. Yeah, right? It's not about perfect. It's about trying to perfect. Yes, I have high expectations of myself. My vision board is like being 10 people in one lifetime. And that's, that's the thing about it. You have to recognize that, like, when you have a vision board like that, there's always going to be more on the table. Like, there's always going to be like a little bit of that space of saying, oh, I haven't done the impossible yet. You can do it all, but not at the same time. I tell this myself often. That's a beautiful thing to say, Anna. It's okay, Esteban. You're fine. Yeah, sometimes, hold on a moment. Yeah, sometimes I look to the past and I feel like I'm more stagnant now, yet doing more inner work than ever. But I feel like the thing is, you have to look at, I keep on hearing, you're more consistent now. Consistency, don't discount consistency, because consistency is something that you can do it takes longer, right? But it's more, but there's more in the long run, is what I keep on seeing. Hi there, Celinda. Yesterday it felt very triggered, to be honest, but I worked through it. I'm very glad to hear that, dear. And thank you again, Dada, for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. All right, Esteban, I'm waiting for your question to come through. And if anyone wants to get on the list right now, it's a great time. You'll be the third person read for. We are also at 43.4K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. And as we wait for Estefan's message, or question, let's do another intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guides cards here. We're going to count back from 10. When we get to 1, I will display the card. 10. Which kind of dragon, Grace? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's not a swan, but a swan dragon. It was a goose. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do that after the next reading. And if anyone else wants to get on the list right now, I feel like this is a part of your reading, Esteban. It just fell on the table. So we're going to hold on to that one. Mother goose. All right. Can I please get, we're doing I'm going to pin up here. Guys, I'm going to put up Esteban. Make sure to give them a follow. We want to support each other across the platform. Can I get 3 more cards? Thank you. And 1 more. Thank you. Everybody today. Okay. So I feel like the important thing I'm identifying right now, Esteban, is make sure that you're like building a healthy work-life balance. Is what I keep on seeing. You know, I think that I feel like you have to give yourself, I think you have to give yourself some rules, is what I'm seeing. I don't know what this new opportunity is, but it feels like the kind of thing that like where you walk away from it, it feels like you're leaving like um it's interesting too because like I often read for someone. I often like it almost has some kind of freelance energy related to it. And I always like to point out like that's a problem with being a freelancer is like you never stop working because there's always just something else you could be doing. And that's why I keep on seeing like the way that you prevent like the way that you prevent burnout is by setting healthy energetic limits. And I think that that's something that you have to do not only for yourself, but in consideration towards those that are around you. Because I always like to point out it's sometimes hard, especially if we're in some kind of position of leadership. Um, Sometimes those who are in leadership positions forget that others like that they're setting the template in terms of what is energetically expected, even if they're saying that even if like even if they're saying to another person it's not necessary is what I keep on seeing, right? Like that observation of like being I keep on hearing you can rest too. And rest is not, I keep on hearing rest is not the opposite of work. Rest is what makes work possible, is all I keep on hearing. Rest is not the opposite of work. Rest is what makes things possible. And I feel like that's really important. I feel like you need to communicate that either to yourself or someone around you right now, is what I'm seeing. Um, especially because, I feel like I see you kind of like feeling some kind of sense or some kind of space of having to like go the extra mile or prove yourself right now. Um, but I keep on seeing like nothing. I don't know why I keep on hearing this, but nothing feels more proven than when we are smooth, is what I keep on hearing, which is interesting. Nothing shows us more proven than when we are smooth, which is I keep on seeing the state by which we don't scramble when something happens. but that we kind of like set, I keep on hearing like we kind of set the energy in relationality to saying like almost like creating that sense of confidence by saying like everything's fine, like no problem kind of thing is what I keep on seeing. I don't know why I'm feeling like that might be a little like it might be a little difficult in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But I just keep on getting a message that says when you feel the sense to rush, focus on slowing down, right? Like when you feel that over when you feel that like intensity, like I keep on hearing finesse, finesse is being like finesse is being slow when everything around you feels like it's hectic or chaotic. And so I feel like that's something that you yourself are working to achieve, but I also feel like it's something that you may be trying to help others understand too, is what I keep on hearing, you know? Like the ability of like I keep on feeling like other people can read like it's I don't know why I keep on getting these like really nuanced conversations about like um it's like it's funny. I almost feel like you're helping someone understand what to do in a hot seat, which is to say, like, when you're in a hot seat, you have to be cool. Like when you're in a hot seat, you have to be cool because if the seat is hot, then you know, like that is what is energetically needed, is what I keep on seeing. Um, so I feel like this is really important because I keep on seeing like, don't be hard on yourself. Remember, I keep on feeling like you have to say, like, I'm learning finesse or I'm teaching finesse, which is the space by which you say to another person, um, you know, like it's not that like it's not the space by which you like rush through something. You create, you don't, I keep on hearing you don't create security in another by doing something expeditiously. Because if you do it too quickly, another person questions whether it's thorough, right? It's like the difference between saying someone saying, look how fast I got it done versus saying, I made sure to check it twice. It's a very specific message coming through. I want to give you your animal spirit guide card. Yeah, there's that adder energy. You know, I feel like it's interesting because I don't know if you're in some kind of like um I don't know if you've stepped into some kind of leadership role or somebody is like taking you under their wing, but I feel like there's something about um like there's something about this that says to me that um the ability to, I keep wondering, the ability to anticipate another's needs is like the highest compliment is all I keep on hearing, which is someone being like, I forgot, and you being like, I figured you'd forget, so that's why I already did it. Is what I keep on like that's how you impress somebody. When you know somebody enough, when they go, I forgot, and you go, I knew you forgot, that's why I already did it, right? The space by which the space by which you can, it's not about waiting for another person to tell you to do something, but the way that you can like intuitively know what is going to be needed and then just kind of have it because you're like, I already anticipated for that. I keep on hearing like there's all these messages coming through and being like, that's how you show someone like, this is why I'm like, this is like that, like I like you need like, not I need this, you need me is what I keep on hearing. Like, well, it's like that's how you create the space of someone saying, what would I do without you? Right? It's not waiting for someone to tell you to do something. It's you saying, I took the liberty of doing it already. Right? I figured you need that. So here you go. Right? Um, bottom of the deck. Yeah, the Hierophant in its reversal. I feel like this is kind of, I feel like this is you kind of like, I feel like again, I don't know if like, I feel like there is something about like that space of you like, and I keep on hearing like this is how you do it. If you're trying, I keep on hearing, if you're trying to excel, don't rush through things, do extra things. which is to say, like, if you've got extra time, don't deliver something faster. Like, I keep on hearing, like, sweeten something by being like, I did this and that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not how quickly, but if you've got that extra, I keep on hearing, if you got that extra runway, like, don't say I've run out of things to do. Like, what next? Say, like, I want to show you something I've been working on. Is what I keep on hearing. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Esteban. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very, I keep on hearing, like, because that is the, like, that is the creativity that someone sees that says, I like the way you think, right? Um, Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those that need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It's a great time to get on the list. You will be the second person read for. It's 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Next person on the list for today, I'm going to take a minute to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. If anybody else would like to get on the list for today, we have life path readings, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, and guided messages. All right, I'm going to take a moment to read over the comments. It was a dragon at some point. I want it all. Yes, you're so right. Hold on a minute. You're so welcome, Alexandra. And Dada, thank you again for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. You are so right. Thank you for confirmation. Cough, cough, Bridget. Always. It's so easy to get caught up in work. Yes. I try to be an example. I can't tell my associates to not work late and then work late myself. Yeah, that's a hard part. Like when you're elite, when you're in like a higher position, like even if you say something, they're following your example. There's always more to do. I'm better at balancing it now, though. Happy to hear that. There is, and the opportunity is available. Why not? I love how it was a very direct message. It was interesting, and it was all about finesse. It's about finessing. It's about how you finesse things. I can relate so much. Sometimes I struggle to find balance as well. Oh, I like that. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. 50K, guys. We got to 50K. Hooray. I have a new position at work, and I have another nonprofit giving me 90-day contract to show them I can do both. That's wild. Thank you for confirmation on what I was reading for. You're so right. Thank you. Oh my God, I would love that. I forget so much. That's amazing. You've got this. It is. Congratulations. That's wonderful. All right. Let's continue right now. We did get to our 50K milestone, so we're going to gift a reading back to the collective. Thank you again, Esteban, for that reading. All right. I am thinking of a number right now between 1. I'm thinking of a number right now between 1 and 39. First person I see that posts the number will get the reading. First person I see, not the first person that posts it. Sometimes I see things in a different order than you guys post them. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hannah, congratulations. Hooray, we got you to. Thank you so much, dear. You got the 50K giveaway. We'll do that again when we get to 100K. If anybody else wants to get on the list right now, beautiful time to get on the list. You'll be the 3rd person read for. All right, and the next person on the list, it was 17. Next person on the list for today is Nikki. Nikki, if you're here, I know you're here. What am I saying if you're here? Can you please let me know if you'd like a general or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And if anybody else would like to get on the list right now, the list is open. You'll be the 3rd person read for. Okay. And while we wait, while we wait for Nikki's question, did you? I didn't see it come through. I definitely saw Hannah first. I apologize, dear. But I feel like sometimes I see things in a different order than you guys see them. All right, next person on the list right now. Sorry, we're going to do the animal spirit guide card count back from 10. When we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It is still on point. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was the Earth Dragon. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. We're having like a dragon day. You guys notice that? It's been a lot of dragons. Did we get anything other than a dragon yet? A lot of dragons. I know, double Earth Dragon. Double dragon. I know you said Earth Dragon last time. All right, let's get to it. The next person. Nikki, you're next, dear. I give up. Don't give up. You know, as soon as you give up, it's going to be the swan. I thought it was a freaking goose. We got a goose and a bunch of swans so far. I mean, a bunch of dragons today. All right. And a great time to get on the list. If you'd like to get on the list right now, you'll be you'll be the third person read for. Do you guys see how dark it got? Okay, I want to know what the energy I should carry going into this. Got it. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Can I please get... yep, that one's hers. Thank you. Okay, can I please get 4 cards for Nikki on the energy? Thank you. Mm. Honestly, the energy is unaffected. Because I keep on seeing, you know, I keep on getting some kind of energetic, I keep on getting, I feel like I keep on, I'm just going to walk you through what I'm sensing to a certain extent that I think is really important. Because, and it's interesting too, because like, I feel like Bridget is kind of like nailed it, which is saying it needs to be swan energy. Like you need to embody swan energy. Because I keep on, and I feel like it's a continuation on the reading that you had yesterday, which is when someone gives us something unreasonable, it's totally rational to be upset, but often, like the same space by which we're upset, another person will then look at us and be like, "Are you okay? It's as bad as I feared." I want you to write, I need you to write that down. Like I need you to write that down somewhere. That when someone is saying that they're doing something because they're worried about you, and then they make you do something, they ask for something so irrational that the only rational thing to do about it is to be upset. Then when you get upset, they look at you and go, "You see, it's as bad as I feared." Right? That's the type of energy I'm seeing. It's a catch-22, right? It's the impossibility of someone who articulates about the space that they're worried about you. So then they give you some kind of unreasonable condition that would naturally, obviously, like make someone upset. Like the natural instinct is to be like completely like outraged. But then if you try to express the outrage, they go, "You see, you see what I'm talking about? You see what I don't think, yeah, I'm worried about it too. There's like, so it says to me, that's what I mean in terms of like, you have to embrace swan energy. And I would almost say, like, don't go somewhere if you think that you're going to get upset, because everything I keep on seeing, it's like, I feel like you're entering a situation where someone will try to use a rational response to try to say that you're being unreasonable. So I feel like you have to be like, if you're entering a situation, you can't let someone get to you. Like it feels like an energy that is intentionally trying to create circumstances that trigger you, but then will be validated by you being triggered by saying, "See, this is why I was concerned." Right? That I know I am frustrated. I'll just point out, I am frustrated having to read for it, because even those circumstances, do you see how energetically controlling? Do you see you see how like I literally see someone like going like this as I was reading, which is someone playing a piano, which says, like, you see, like, oh, I love this song, right? Because it's a song by, says, I can do no wrong. I can ask for anything. But then if you get upset, like, oh, what's wrong with you? Like, it's that, you know what I mean? Like, I see somebody, like, it's giving me like a player piano energy, which is almost like someone like setting, like almost someone intentionally asking for something that they know is so unreasonable that the only natural response is to be infuriated, and then being like, it is as bad as I feared. Tut, tut, tut. You poor thing. Bless your heart. You know what I mean? So that is effectively, I keep on saying, if you go, and this is like, if you go, like you have to, I feel like you have to be like, you have to embrace swan energy, which is the space by which you are not, you have to say like, I'm not like, it's like I almost see you having to say to someone like, I'm not upset, I'm just curious, you know, like the space by which you bring inquiry instead of energetic fury to a situation. And I'm just saying, like, I know, like, I feel difficult even reading for it, because I know, like, I can see, like, I told you, it's like the ability to kind of have to like hold that note, I see is going to be very difficult given the discord that someone has created around it. So just be very energetically mindful of it, because it feels like I just want to point this out. Like, it feels like having to like, and I like to sometimes point out, like, sometimes the hangman in its reversal is like having to walk a tightrope, right? Yeah, you took like, look at that, you took the words right out of my mouth, right? Look at this. Do you see this impossible situation? Like, when you're put in an impossible situation, the only way you can walk is on a tightrope. So, but I feel like, again, I feel like that's the thing, like almost observing the tightrope. I feel like that's how you navigate a situation where someone's making you walk on a tightrope, is you talk about the tightrope, right? Like, see what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing about it. I feel like you address the tightrope, which is to say, like, well, you know, am I, like, I see you almost to say, like, this is what was requested of me. Like, it's even like this, like, I'm fulfilling the energetic request, you know? It's like, but I keep on hearing, don't get upset as you're talking about the tightrope, right? And that is what's so difficult about it, because I keep on seeing, it's like, it's requiring you to have to like walk that space by which you say, like, I keep on seeing, like, don't confuse the kindness for weakness, right? Don't like, it's like the ability by which you can't bring, I keep on hearing, any hot-headedness you bring to a very rational like reason to be, another will articulate and say that's why they were concerned. And I know I feel awful experience, like, I feel awful sharing that message with you, but that's what I'm reading for here, right? Bottom of the deck. Yeah, Hermit. Like, it's giving me, like, it's giving me a lot of that, like, it's giving me a lot of that, like, it's giving me, um, I keep on hearing, what? I'm also getting a message though, silence speaks volumes is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on hearing, remember your presence is a gift. And I feel like remember your presence. I feel like I keep on hearing, like, and this is interesting because this is coming from across the other side, from the other side. Someone saying, remember that your presence is a gift. I keep on hearing, you're not asking to be somewhere. Someone would like you to be there. And I keep on hearing like your ability of understanding that gifts are valued is what I keep on getting, which is the space by which I keep on seeing, like, you know, I keep on hearing, let your presence do the talking, which is the space by which you can articulate and say, like, remember that is conditional, right? It's not I keep wondering, it's not conditional for you, it's conditional for them. And that's what I keep on seeing, because I feel like the thing that's happening here is it feels like the space by which, you know, like, I can see you having to navigate a situation that you try to say, like, I'm not, I almost hear you saying to somebody, I'm not here for you, I'm here despite you, which is the space to which you say, like, this isn't me agreeing with you. This is me, um, showing, like, I almost see you saying, like, this is me showing, showing, like, sometimes our presence shows another how unreasonable the being, especially if they expect us to do something. Like, I keep on seeing you saying, like, not letting another person affect you is kind of like the highest gift that you can bring to a situation, which is the space by which you say it doesn't have to be this way, right? Like, that is you. That is, I keep on hearing, that's not you. That is not you insisting. That is you showing others where the difficulty like, where the difficulty is generated from, right? Which is, I almost hear you saying, I have to go now. Right? I almost hear you saying, now I have to go, which is like, I almost see you saying that to someone, being like, now I have to go. I wish I didn't have to. But alas, this is where we find ourselves, is I keep on saying, sending you so much support. So again, I hope that that helps you with this, which is saying, like, again, I keep on hearing, like, think of a swan, which is like, a swan energy is someone who is moving with grace, but underneath, like working through that, you know, not like, just like, allow that to fortify you, and sending you so much support on that journey. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. Like, and I keep on hearing, don't let someone, don't, I keep on hearing, if someone, if someone is treating you like a child, don't give them the liberty of, like, I keep wondering, when someone's trying, when someone's treating you like a child, don't give them the liberty of asking for things, is what I keep on hearing. Right? I feel like that's the hard part about this. It's like, I feel like you have to say to someone, like, I'm no longer a child. And I feel like that's what I keep on seeing in the space of another person that's having a hard time experiencing and recognizing that you are in the space of an adult. And an adult, I keep hearing, adults don't care, like, adults, like, we are adults. When we are in the space of adults, we don't make demands on each other. We honor each other's choices. Continuing to get clarification. Thank you so much again, Nikki, for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. Woof. Yeah, you've got, again, I heard somebody say, I'll be with you every step of the way, is what I keep on hearing. I see someone else being like, I'll be there too. I hear somebody else say, I'll be there every step of the way. I keep on hearing somebody say. I want to thank you again, Nikki, for having this reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list right now, the list is open. I can probably take, I can take, yeah, we can take like maybe 2 more people on the list today before the list will be closed. It's 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 card donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Absolutely, Kay. Happy to add you to it. All right. And I can probably take maybe 1 more person on the list today before the list will be closed. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. All right. I think it's wild that you said tightrope as I was right as I was explaining tightrope. Yep, I was shaking my head. Good to see you, Kay. Hold on a moment. Well, it's amazing. Yeah, you know, it's wild. As I said, it got real dark in here right before you asked your question. I did notice how dark it got in there. Yep. Oh, I have to prepare for this read now. Thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments. Got it. Yeah, did you see the 2 of Cups in its reversal? Like, I keep on hearing, like, let's make no mistake as to what's happening right now, is what I keep on seeing. Hi, Kay. Good to see you. Already got my pen and paper. Exactly. It's a catch-22. Yep, exactly. Thank you. I was saying that. Thank you for confirmation. I was shaking my head. Sending you guys support. If I got triggered, they're validated in being exactly. If I get triggered, then it's just going to validate them being like. I keep on hearing I feel like you have to write down. You have to keep on saying to yourself, "It's as bad as I thought." Like that. It's as bad as I thought. You know, no reactivity. Yep. It's like my lane is so small. Exactly. Tightrope. Yep. Let's just discuss it. I would not be entertaining. Thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments. And Pops, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Buddha energy. I like that. I just did this when I went home to see my family, and it was definitely swine, but it was horrible. Yeah. I've been there with family, and it's never worth an argument. Sending you support. I'm just here so I don't listen. When we are grown-ups, we argue with our presence. You know? Thank you, Kay. Absence, exactly. They definitely want me to be there. Beautifully said. My presence is not conditional. They're trying to put conditions on it. Sending you support on that, Nikki. Okay. I love this weekend. Oh, I'm sending you so much support, Nikki. I'm glad to hear you're going to have a friend there with you. Absolutely. Yeah, Black Swan, beautifully said. You're welcome, dear. Yep. He loved to see. So always did that. That's beautiful, Nikki. You're welcome, Kay. I'm going to focus on that. It's hard to keep from exploding too. That's fair. Bridget is bringing like the mama bear energy to the chat, and I'm totally here for it. Absolutely. All right, let's continue right now. The next person we're reading for today is Hannah. Hannah, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And if anybody else would like to get on the list right now, you'll be the 3rd person read for. Mama Bear Bridget, I like it. And if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, I can probably take 1 more person on the list today before the list will be closed if you'd like to secure a spot. I like that. I will not be sober as a gopher, but I will have inner strength. I respect that. I respect that. All right. Second call right now for Hannah. Second call right now for Hannah. If Hannah is not here, the next person on the list for today is Kay. Kay, if you're here. Okay, you're obviously here. While we wait for Kay's question, let's do another intuition check. We will all be rooting for you. All right. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. Please don't jump off the boat. Please don't do that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blackbird. Thank you guys so much. We'll do that again after the next reading. All right, I'm going to pin up, hold on a minute. I'm going to pin up Kay. Guys, make sure to give Kay a follow. We want to support each other across the platforms. Okay, perfect. All right. 4 cards, please. What's going on there? Um, is there somebody else involved? Is there someone else involved here between you and them? I see someone going through some like major, like I. So I feel like I need to walk through what I'm seeing again. That I think that we spoke about, which is, and I feel like it has to do with a circumstance or situation that um, remember when I kept on saying like there was that space or that anxiety of someone energetically running away. Um, and I feel like this is a continuation on what I was seeing the last time I did a reading in relationality to this. Because I keep on hearing, like every time I read for this, I keep on hearing the words cone of silence. And when someone is like working through an energetic cone of silence, like if someone tries to bring something forth to another person, the first words out of their lips are, "Who have you been talking to?" Um, like it's the conversation or the understanding of someone else not energetically immediately rushing to the source, but having the conversation with someone in relationality to what is happening. And so I keep on hearing the same thing. I keep on hearing, "Who have you been talking to?" "Nobody. I don't believe you. Look for yourself. I don't even follow that person," is what I keep on hearing. Like I almost see somebody that is like working through the argument of trying to talk to someone about something and then them immediately like working into the context of feeling like someone has turned against them. And so I feel like I keep on hearing someone say, I'm playing out that conversation in my head and I can already see where it's going. And this is me, like, I keep on seeing them saying, this is me removing that as a distraction before before it even begins is what I keep on seeing, right? Like I almost see a situation of someone like I keep on seeing a situation of someone trying to have a conversation with someone and then a conversation immediately turning their attention to you and someone else saying they're not in the room. Like they're not even here. I don't when I like they're not in the I keep on hearing they're not in the room. And so I feel like I feel like I hear someone saying it's a shield. Like they're saying it's a defense, it's like it's something that they're doing to protect against a conversation inevitably reaching that point. I can see someone saying it's not going to work. Like I almost see someone say like already shaking their head and going like I can almost see them saying it doesn't it's like it's not going to work is what I keep on seeing, but it's the observation of something that they feel like they're going to be able to say that's going to help them fortify the conversation that they're hoping to have with another person, which is the space by which someone said, like I keep on hearing the words, "Who have you been talking to?" and them saying nobody. But like when they say nobody, it's like it feels like some kind of energetic act of protection by again like by creating that point of separation. And again, especially, and I keep on seeing like, and especially with the Ace of Cups in its reversal, like I see somebody that's not like that's I almost again it's very much it's a very similar reading to what I was experiencing the last time I did a reading for someone else, which is someone saying, I hope they understand what I'm doing, is what I keep on seeing. Like I literally see someone saying, I hope the day comes that I can explain to someone what I was doing. But that day can't be today. Because if it goes like I keep on seeing like it's like I literally see some kind of situation where it's like another person is trying to figure out the best way to approach something and knowing that any way they can approach it is going to be a disaster. But I keep on hearing some conversations are going to be such disasters. The best thing you can do is try to mitigate the disaster, is what I keep on hearing, you know? And I feel like there's something about this that almost amplifies like some kind of space of trying, like trying to have a conversation in a way that they can get through to another person without without you becoming the focal point. Yeah, bottom of the deck with the four of swords, you know? I keep on hearing I'm like the difference between someone saying, I'm worried about you versus something else. Like I keep on I almost see a situation I gotta just tell you what I'm saying. I almost see a situation where someone is trying to bring something towards another person without connecting you to any of the information that they've had. And I can almost see someone say like working in that way and almost like understanding and recognizing how hard that is. And I almost feel like someone putting some distance or time there. And so like I almost see someone saying like in the hard decision that feels best in the long run because it's the only way to be able to do something, if that makes sense. So I feel like again, I would definitely not come into the space of jumping to conclusions as it relates to like I don't if it's any consolation, I don't see any volatility in any of the cards I'm seeing. I'm seeing deep, deep anxiety. I'm seeing deep, deep, deep anxiety and someone trying to figure out how to navigate a situation that will have the best outcome, but will not cause like any more like pain in the process. So I see someone saying like, it almost feels like surgical is what I keep on hearing. And I keep on hearing, if it feels surgical, it's because it's delicate, is what I keep on hearing. If it feels like it's surgical, it's because it's delicate, which means it's not being done to hurt you. It's being done because of the sensitivity of the information of the situation that's occurring. Thank you so much, Kay. Sending you so much support on that journey. I know how difficult that is, even regardless of what is occurring. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. I can take maybe one more person on the list today before the list will be closed. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. But if you'd like to get on the list right now, it's 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Is Strega? She is snoring. Could you hear her, Bridget? Oh my God, could you hear her? That's wild. You might have also heard thunder. We've got some thunder here too. One moment. Yep. I can always just jump off the book. Please don't jump off the book. All right. Where were we? Similar to the salmon. Cats, yep. Oh, thank you for confirming, dear. Was it her snoring, or were you hearing the rumble of thunder? Because there's also like, it's like as I was doing that reading for Kay, there was like thunder rumbling, which is interesting because like again, like why? Because the storm, like I keep hearing like why? Because there's a storm coming. So, like why? Like it's almost like in response to your reading. Why? Because there's a storm coming. You know. Thank you for confirmation. I was hoping it was the same and nothing had changed. Wow. Thank you as well, Agnes, for receiving this message. That's a relief. Yeah, I know it's difficult. I know. Sending you support, dear. Hardy, I'm not sure what you're explaining. Is anyone else having any visibility plot problems on the live? Please let me know. Yeah, you're so welcome, dear. Yep. Sending you support. All right, let's continue right now. Next person on the list for today is Hannah. Hannah, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And as we wait for Hannah, it's okay, Hardy. Let's do another intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. I'm going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Was the fox. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do that again after the next live. All right, let's continue. Next person on the list is Hannah. I'm not sure. I guess Hannah must have stepped away. So as we're waiting for Hannah, let's get to 1 card readings for subscribers. If you are a subscriber and would like a card pulled, go ahead and put your question in the comments. If you would like to become a subscriber, you can hit that subscribe button and you'll also be included in a 1 card reading. And if you would like an additional animal spirit guide card, you can make sure that you recharge your heart maze and you will also get an animal spirit guide card as well. Okay. I feel like I see somebody not sure what to do is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck. Ugh. Um, I'm I feel like I see a situation or circumstance where someone is, I feel like they're not in a great headspace right now is what I'm seeing. So I feel like it's almost someone um, like it's interesting too, especially with that 9 of swords, like, and it's like the 10 of swords and it's upright. Um, I almost feel like I see someone trying to figure out, like, take a moment to compose, to articulate how they feel about something. Is what I keep on seeing. Like I almost see somebody who like has a lot of feelings about something, but also doesn't know if there's like a lot they can do about something is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide. Thank you again, Kay. Yeah, the salmon. And the thing about it that I think is interesting is the fact that the salmon is upside down. It's almost saying like it's like I keep on hearing someone say I wish there was something I could do. Like it's like I see somebody like working through the understanding of like something that they themselves also feel. Like I keep on seeing someone say like I sympathize, but I don't know what else I can do like to change something is what I keep on seeing, you know? Like there's a lot of that, like I almost feel like there's a lot of that emotionality there, but it almost feels like the emotionality that feels more emotional because there's not something that they can do about a situation. 2 cards for Bridget. I got you, dear. The list is open, Chrissy. I can probably take one more person today before the list will be closed if you'd like to get on the list. 2 cards for Bridget. Is my desire. Oh, okay. Hold on. Is your desire to sing something you're meant to share? I mean, this is saying to me, I think it's really interesting because I feel like this is something I'm seeing as it relates to your past. But I'm also identifying like the thing about this that I think is it's a past life connection is what I keep on getting. You know, like there's something really interesting um, in relationality to this because they're saying that it's not just a calling for the present. It's a calling from a past life, like a past life experience where you used to do so. Um, a lot more is what I keep on seeing, especially with that, like especially with the death card. Yeah, you remember when I said like the ability to bring things like it's like I keep on seeing. I would be very interested if you have a feeling of a desire to do that outdoors is what I'm seeing. Because remember when I said that there was something that you used to do connected to the earth in a past life? Like I keep on seeing it's like I keep on hearing like there's something about you used to like singing to the earth if that makes sense. Like that's almost what's coming through on this, which is very interesting. Like I keep on hearing like very old songs. Chrissy, one card regarding connection. Okay, whoop, really? One card regarding connection. I got a King of Pentacles that did not want to stay in the deck, so it's like hopping around a lot. Is what I'm seeing. I see somebody that it's like this is what like I need to point out King of Pentacles and its transverse can talk to someone who has like issues related to commitment, right? Like I feel like again it's like a little bit of that continuing like experience where I keep on hearing the same message when I read for the connection, which is a fear of missing out will have you missing everything, is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially with the 5 of wands and its reversal, you know, like I almost I see someone that's recognizing that I keep wondering recognizing that within the self is only half the battle. The other half is figuring out how to work through that is what I keep on seeing. So I keep wondering knowing is half the battle. The other half is trying to figure out what to do about it. Hi there, Miranda. How are you doing today? I got you. So listen, when it comes to questions like, is it time to move into a new career path? We never put our autonomy in the cards, but we can get a card in relationality to career right now. One card from Miranda. It says to me it's time to like add something to a career path is what I keep on seeing. It's not necessarily saying like something completely different, but almost like adding to your toolbox, learning to do something more is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, bottom of the deck, especially with the five of like the five of swords. This could be a good time to start learning something new or getting some kind of new accreditation, especially with that. I keep on saying, especially with that magician and its reversal, right? It says to me like the path of learning is one that like opens opportunities. One card on love for Alexandra, please. Judgment. I feel like you're in the space of healthy relationship because you're making the right decisions. You know, I feel like you're making like, I feel like this is a good time for you in love because I see you making like really solid choices. Yeah, especially with the Hierophant, right? Understanding that commitment isn't about waiting for someone to decide that they want a commitment, but just like allowing oneself to identify and recognize if another person wants the same things as you. Thank you. Ava, one card on which of my clair senses are the most activated right now. You know, it's interesting because the thing that they're saying the one that's most active right now is Akashic, which is interesting because like that's like a whole different clair, which I think is interesting. That's it's the one you're not expecting, is what I keep on hearing. Bottom of the deck, yeah, the Sun card, right? Which is like I keep on feeling like there's something. I just keep on hearing like it's like it's hard because like the Akashic clair is one that's a little bit harder to pin down. Is what the reason I started laughing about it. That's interesting. One card for Julia, please, on the month of August. King of Cups. This is saying it's a good emotional time. Good place for healing relationships and building friendships is what I keep on seeing. Yeah. I also feel like this is saying to me like no waiting. I keep on hearing a good manifestation is always patient, never waiting. So making sure that you're not waiting around for something, just going out to seek and find it is what I keep on seeing. I feel like it's a big month for you in terms of making new connections. One card on love, please, for BC. Oh, hold on a minute. I feel like I owe 1 second. Hold on. I owe a few people some animal spirit guide cards. I just realized this. 1 second. Hold on, Alexandra, I owe you an animal spirit guide card. Yeah, the horse. That is further confirmation on the judgment work that I'm seeing, right? Because you're not sticking around to wait. You're just seeing if someone is on the same page as you, is what I keep on seeing. You know, like, and it's interesting too, because like, especially with love, like the horse, you're on the right track, is what I keep on getting. And for Ava, in the animal spirit guide and relationality to the clairs, yeah, that's further confirmed with like the hair energy, right? If you're feeling some kind of feeling like being like this feels all too familiar, you know, like sometimes that's you can when you can tell that you're tapping into the Akashic is like the feeling of familiarity. And thank you as well, Julia. Where were we? Hold on, just catching back up. Sorry, BC, one card on love for BC. This is saying to me, make sure that you're talking towards your manifestation goals. Make sure, let your manifestation goals guide you, which is, again, I already know, bottom of the deck. Like rejection is protection. If you are articulating your manifestation goals, move someone further away from you, like that is a blessing. So don't be afraid to speak upon what you want fully and to allow for that alignment to occur. Animal spirit guide card for BC, please. Yeah, the bear, right? This is you coming into the confidence and learning to learning to embrace your authenticity, understanding that the healthy manifestation goal is going to build you into better alignment by being able to speak like with confidence in terms of what you want, to see what you can find there. Okay. If you would like to do a dream interpretation, Chrissy, I can accommodate that today before we close up. One card for this weekend for VAs. I feel like this is a weekend of you getting a lot of work done. This feels very practical, you know? But I feel like it's like it says to me, it's like a good weekend of getting things off your to-do list, right? Like it feels like I see you like knuckling down on something and having some kind of breakthrough on something that's been bothering you for a while. I feel that for sure. Thank you, Bridget. You're welcome, dear. Favorite, thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Hi there, Aloe. I did a tarot reading this morning for myself and got every suit of night except wands. Woof. Well, that's good. You know, I mean, that says that says new energy, but like very serious energy. These are one card readings, Joan. If you'd like to get on the list, all you have to do is become a subscriber, and you can have a one card. You're welcome, Miranda. One card of love, please, for Nikki. This is saying, like love is. I keep on hearing love is what we choose to be. Like love is the ability to defend. Is what I keep on hearing. You know. And I keep on hearing a lot of that is like it's interesting because every time I read right now, which is like mama bear energy on love, which is to say, like when someone says like, oh, you seem a little testy, you can be like, well, I have good reason to be, right? Because it's like it's the energy of being protective about those we care about, right? Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially with the Three of Swords, like articulating upon. I keep on hearing like the ability to like when we are in a space of love, the wounds of our partner become our wounds, is what I keep on saying. So it's almost like that space that you have to say to another, when we love someone, what you do to them, you do to me. Right. And I almost feel like I see something occurring over this weekend where you try to communicate that in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Yep. Yeah, goose, right? An extension, right? They are an extension of me. What you do to one, you do to another. And I feel like you almost articulating that to another is like you kind of talking, not getting angry, but talking about the force of intensity as to why you feel like so wounded about something. You're welcome, Alexandra. All the Claires. We did do the 50K reading. Okay. Well, we're waiting for Hannah won the 50K, but I was waiting for Hannah to come back. Yep. You're welcome, dear. Thank you, You're welcome, Julia. Not me helping, not helping me guess the animal. It's okay. I can do a collective. It's animal spirit. I love puns. Hold on a minute. Where were we? One card for Grace. I had said something to someone last night so naturally, and I was even surprised. Yes. Oh, do you want to understand where it came from? What's the question there, Grace? Also, emphasis for Alexandra on riding my own ride. Yes, exactly. Beautifully stated. You're welcome, Chrissy. Hi, Haley. Alexandra. So Grace, I'm happy to read for you. What's the question related to what you stated? And Haley, one card, highest priority, please. Just I keep on seeing like your work. I feel like you're going through a breakthrough right now. And I keep on seeing like make sure that you're articulating upon it, not projecting it, which is the space by which not letting another person make you reactive, but almost I see like you being able to articulate upon why you're bothered by something. This is going to be like a big theme right now during this retrograde season. Yeah. Don't get reactive, get articulate. Like when someone's trying to trigger you, don't get reactive, get articulate as to what you see is occurring. Don't give them, don't, when someone's trying to get you triggered, don't indulge them by matching their energy, like articulate upon what you see is happening. You're welcome, BC. I know you didn't think the same, but I still got Leo energy from strength. I mean, it's interesting. Like, I read that strength card often as Sag energy, which again, and I have to point out that was a further continuation of them, of the two energies on it. They're an extension of me. What you do to one, you do to the other, right? Which is the space by which you articulate why, if one feels wounded, you also feel wounded. It's okay, Miss Nikki. You don't have anything to apologize for. Oh my gosh, that's wild, Nikki. Really? The goose, further confirmation on the goose, especially with the Blue Angels. Yep. Thank you as well. Okay, where it came from. Can I get a card for Grace? What was that? What was you channeling? I mean, it feels like you were channeling your higher self, you know? Bottom of the deck. Yeah. Did they just like call a truth out? Did an ugly truth did an ugly truth slip out? Is what I keep on seeing, right? One card, animal spirit guide. Yeah, the otter. I feel like it's not. I mean, did it feel? I mean, I feel like it's almost like it almost feels like something that like came to you in a moment of clarity. Was it like a moment of divine clarity? Mari, your subscription's ending soon. If you'd like to renew, thank you for sharing the live. Oh, hold on a minute. Just wanting to understand it. Your advice is always perfect timing. I'm so glad, Marie. Been pontificating on it. That's wild, Grace. They just flew by again. Oh, that's wild. Um, I'm actually, I feel like I need to close the list right now, Lisa. But if you'd like to get on the list for, if you'd like to get on the list for, well, actually, if you want to get on the list now, I can take one more person before the list is closed. So yeah, I can take one more and then the list is closed. So if you'd like to get on right now, just let me know. I'll be happy to do that. It wasn't ugly. It was the L word. I think so. I cleared a lot of it. Interesting. Well, I feel like it's not, I mean, like the thing about it is like, I feel like, especially if it was around like L, like I feel like it's like you bring, like there's a truth to it. I feel like there's something that in the past you would have considered energetically ugly, but I see you like just embracing something with like the deep sense of like understanding and relationality to something is what I was seeing. Thank you as well, Lisa, for getting on the list. And the list is now closed. Yeah, it's okay, Haley. I got you. Can I get an animal spirit guide card, Haley, please? It's a continuation of the reading, which is to say, when someone's trying to trigger you, don't indulge them by letting them know that that something affected you. You know, like it's like when someone's trying to emotionally affect you, ask the question. Say, what were you expecting from that? That's an interesting thing to say. Why would you say that? Right? Like I keep on hearing, don't be emotional, be curious. I think she means love. Time to get stoic. I like that, Haley. All right. Lisa, can you let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And while we wait for Lisa's question, let's do another intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. I'm going to count back from 10. And well, I feel like Haley, that's what I said. Listen, when you feel like I keep on seeing, I welcome the opportunity to test. Like, I feel like like when that happens, be like, oh, good, here's an opportunity to test how far I've come, is what I keep on seeing. All right, animal spirit guide card here, counting back from 10. Go ahead and put your impressions in the comments. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The bee. All right. Thank you guys. We'll do that after the next reading. Also, friends, we're at 60K likes. When we get to 100K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 100K in no time. All right. I'm going to pin up Lisa here. Make sure to give Lisa a follow. We want to support each other across the platforms. Last night and today, I experienced a shift in my dynamic with my BF. I am incredibly sad about it. He lied about his past, and one of his friends, oh, who is a girl, this is a huge wound. Oh dear. Okay. All right. Can I please get 3 cards? Thank you. 4 cards, please. For me, and I have so much trauma in my past. Can we please get some guidance because of things? Yes. And one more. Oh, is that transverse? Thank you. I keep on hearing the words new leaf on an old wound. New leaf on an old wound. I see some kind of situation where someone knew that you had a sensitivity about something, which is exactly why they didn't tell you. I don't know if you guys had an early conversation about something of that nature. And I almost see a situation where I keep on, I feel like there's something here in relationality um to closure. Like I don't see something um between them and another person. But I don't know if there was something about a conversation that you had that they had some kind of fear that by bringing it up, it was going to energetically trigger you in some fashion. Um, like that was, I keep on, I see somebody like, I keep on hearing, like, I see somebody when you said it, like, I almost see them saying, like, wincing internally, like being like, this is exactly what they were talking about. This is their worry, you know? Um, I keep on like, how do I describe this? You know, it's so interesting too because these cards, especially with like the King of Pentacles in its reversal with the Emperor, like I almost hear someone saying, "It was always my intention to tell you." But I feel like I hear somebody saying, "It was always my intention to tell you, but I feared if I told you too soon, you would slam the door in my face and you would never open it again," is what I keep on seeing. Like that's the thing I keep on identifying here. Like I feel like I see someone saying, I wanted to build a point of trust where you wouldn't get the wrong idea. But then I see someone saying, I recognize that I waited too long. I'm not validating anything that I'm saying here. I'm giving you the energetic perspective of the person that's reading, like I'm reading for. So let that, if this is something that someone has said to you, let it serve as confirmation that they're not blowing smoke. This feels entirely authentic. Like it feels like someone that is truly like trying. Like I see someone being like, I feel like, and I feel like they don't even, I feel like even in this, I feel like it's weird because I almost feel like somebody saying, I don't believe you would have felt like that. You know, I feel like they understood. Like they're saying to like their argumentation point is they realized that the wound was so large in you that I feel like that you like that I keep on seeing somebody feeling like you would just have pivoted and walked away. And that's a part about it. Like I can see the fact that there's a point of contention between you and them, between what your energetic reaction would have been. Um, like that, like that's a hard part. Like that's a hard part about the like having argumentation points where someone else did not give you the energetic choice is like the choice itself becomes hypothetical because there was never an option to be able to make the energetic choice. um I feel like that's the thing that you need to talk to someone about, which is the space by which you say that we don't, like, we don't protect, like, the conversation in relationality to, um like, I see someone saying, like, I was worried that you would jump to the worst conclusion, so I didn't say it because I didn't wanna lose you. But I also see them saying, like, I can see, and I see your side of it, of you saying, "No, but you took my autonomy and you didn't know me that well." And I can see them being like, "Yes." So this is like wound meets wound, is what I keep on seeing. Like, I see someone who was wounded in relationality to another person that they experienced potentially, that would often get, like, overly energetically triggered. And I see you having been in a situation where this is a huge sensitive moment, because this is something that happened. Like, the lack of authenticity took away your own autonomy. Um, I think there needs to be, like, I feel like the conversation, if it's any consolation, I do feel like everything I'm seeing here, someone is being in their authenticity. Like, if this is, and I'm going to stress this again, if this is the reason or the logic by which someone is bringing it forth to you, if I am reiterating what they said, let that be the fact that you recognize that in this moment now they are speaking on, like, authentically. Um, but I think the conversation, making sure that the conversation is about the clarification that even in the space of love, we don't remove each other's autonomy from making those choices, is what I see. Particularly and especially as it relates to your comfortability with them in their life, is what I keep on seeing, because I do feel like there's something about that, like, it has some kind of impact. I can see the fact that it has created some kind of anxiety point. Um, at the bottom of the deck, yeah, especially with the Six of Swords and it's upright. I think the thing that you may need to articulate to another person, and I feel like this is really important, is, and I feel like this is what has to happen in relationality to the past. And I feel like this is what you have to say to another person too. Our intentions, right? Our intentions as it relates to maintaining connections with energy from the past are only platonic as it relates to our connection to it. And that's the anxiety that we often experience when someone has a connection to someone who they've had a past relationship with, which is the space by which you have to say to another person, it's not the doubting in terms of them looking at a situation and seeing it as platonic, but the conversation being, what does the other person feel like? How are their experiences on it? What are their energetic intentions? Because I see that, like, there's almost a conversation there as it relates to, like, now needing to understand the history as to what's been occurring and for how long, to recognize if this is like some kind of pathwork of separation and unification that's occurring, like, versus those moments of being able to look at the past and say, like, listen, there's nothing else between us. This is only platonic going forward, and never will it be anything other than that. So I feel like that is the conversation that you may potentially need to have with someone as it relates to, like, what may need to be changed. Because I feel like, again, when we are in a space of appreciating one another, we prioritize each other's comfort. So I feel like the conversation that you need to have right now is, what can this person do to make you feel energetically comfortable again? Is that possible? Or does this feel like a violation that is non-recoverable? And I feel like you can take time to kind of assess that. And I keep on saying, make sure that you're not speaking it directly from your emotions, but instead trying to speak directly towards your needs, right? because I feel like this is the space with like allowing the emotions to help guide in terms of what another can do to help amplify and correct for what can change going forward to accommodate for this like energetic mistake. Or if there's something about this that you say, I'm never going to be okay with this, it's non recoverable. Sending you so much support on that journey. Thank you so much, Lisa. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Crystal, I saw that you just got on the list. Unfortunately, I've run out of time for today, so I want to see if you'd be comfortable with us having that reading on Saturday. You'll be the first person on the list, and I'll include additional cards in your reading. Absolutely, dear. I feel so upset. My sanctuary feels broken for good reason. That's exactly what I did tell them about it, so we could have all the cards on the table. It's not about them, but the lying. I totally get it. Your past is yours. Yes, that's exactly what they said. But it's if that's what happened, then that would have been your choice. Exactly. He took away your autonomy around it. I can see where he's coming from. I didn't want to say because he didn't want to hurt you. Likely, it also means it wasn't important enough for them to divulge. The past is the past for a reason, right? That's a good point. What boundaries has they set with that person? I asked and was told lies, and that was there was nothing, but there was something. I was completely left out. Sending you so much support, Lisa. I want to return back to being energetically comfortable, and I keep on seeing like give yourself the time to ascertain if that's possible. Yes, in such a huge wound, I'm actually healing from the past. No, I can see that. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chrissy. Yes, do exactly what others have. Honesty is big a value I have in relationships. And I feel like that, like making sure I keep on hearing making sure that you're communicating, like, and I feel like giving yourself the time and space to kind of like order your thoughts in terms of like how to proceed forward from this point. I hope the reading helps in terms of seeing the situation of what I'm seeing energetically. If those were the circumstances that someone was articulating, let that serve as affirmation that that was the honesty that they were trying to bring towards it. And sending you so much support. My friends, we've reached the conclusion of our readings today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and receiving these messages. Final call for any of my subscribers who have not had one card pulled today. Just a reminder, if I know I will be back on Saturday. I will be off tomorrow, but if you'd like to get on the list for Saturday, you'll be the second person read for. You'll also get an additional card if you get on today. I want to thank you guys for anybody who became a subscriber today. Yes, you can absolutely get one card, Lisa. I see, like, I feel like there's this space of putting yourself in the position where if they had brought it to you sooner, did they anticipate or articulate what would have occurred? Like, was that a situation that would not have turned out for you guys being together right now if they'd said it? Which is like beyond the emotionality. Ask yourself if there's honesty in terms of what their logic was. I'm not, and again, it's not to say it's okay, but I need to point out, like the guides are saying, a healthy relationship is one that we trust each other's judgment, right? So it's more about recognizing if the logic and the judgment was one that was empathetic towards trying to protect what they saw as an unfair, inevitable outcome, instead of them trying to hide something from you that was happening that was like that like that's the difference I keep on seeing, right? Like the guides are saying like pay attention to that, the intention behind the space by which they were articulating. Was it something that they were doing because they knew that they were in their authenticity and they were worried because you didn't know them enough that you would make a judgment call on them? Or was a situation where like they were trying to like twist reality in terms of what was happening, is what I keep on seeing, you know? So again, that's not, and I keep on saying you have to honor your feelings on it, but the guides are saying think about, put that into consideration as you consider it. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And again, I know that's really difficult here. Again, so I'm going to be off tomorrow, but I'll be back on Saturday. If you would like to be added to the list for Saturday, or if you'd like to be notified when I've gone live, I'll be on at 8 a.m. PST. Hold on. If you became a subscriber today, welcome. I would encourage you to head over to our subscriber only Discord channel and introduce yourself to the collective in the perks section. You will also find a special coupon code that will give you an additional discount to our Substack class subscription. Our next, I will be back on Saturday. If you would like to be notified as to when I've gone live, you can head over to my profile, hit the bell there to turn on notifications. You can also register directly for the event. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. Thank you for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my subscribers. Your ongoing support means the absolute world to me. And the biggest thank you to my mods. Kay, Megan, thank you for all that you do. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Have a great day. We'll do this again on Saturday. Have a great day, everyone. And thank you for being you.